You heard about Denzel kissing and all that shit.
Yeah, I heard it.
Denzel
I'm not surprised. They all
ruined the whole movie.
That's the price they
I was
all
gonna
got
watch
to
the
pay.
movie like.
I mean, he doesn't do it in the
10
movie.
minutes. No, he doesn't do it, but
But,
just ruined it.
just
For
know
me,
I know.
like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He's just like, oh man, what are you?
Man was
Down
down for it.
fully in Rome for real, bro.
Oh
I
man.
wasn't really surprised though.
I only watched 10 minutes of it. I ain't watched
The Gladiator you're talking about?
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
one.
they even got
They're
Denzel.
good?
Man. Shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They've always had Denzel.
Yeah, we're good. We're not, we're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started.
Yeah.
Right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kal halal Yahweh
Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. Yeah, we just gonna go into it, man. I wanted to start off going into being a landlord, because that's basically what we're supposed to be. That's what we're gonna be, landlords. You know, we're gonna own land, we're gonna own estate, and with that, you know, we're gonna own servants too, and all those things, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, these people today, you know, they're so far removed. They're really surprised that the royal family
Yeah.
is owning all this estate, and they're charging people to use it. You know, but as far as I was concerned, that's what royal families did. Royal,
Their country.
yeah, the royal families always, a royal family always own a large estate.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, and it just shows you how good Esau's PR is, that the average person just didn't. They thought it was just the.
Well, they make it sound like just the Buckingham Palace or Sandringham or just these different mansions and that. They didn't think it was like this, you know, that borough or that county or, you know.
Yeah, they've got
with the
they-
dukes of these areas.
because I think they make it look like the only money that people have been talking about all these years is the money that the government give directly to the royal family for the duties. So, you know, when they turn up to like Wimbledon and all that shit, it's part of the duties here, and they get paid for that. But then people need to realize that the royal family is a business.
Yeah.
It's still a business. So they had always had investments in the Bank of England, in, you know, different business ventures. They own land and made people pay rent. So why are people so surprised by that?
They got the stamp of approval and the magistrate's court letters, all that. They own stuff.
They own beaches. So if you bring your boat across the channel, some of the tax for that goes to the royal family. They were bringing out. Now all of a sudden they're bringing all that out.
It's like double taxes. Because not only paying taxes with the government, you're also paying. You're also paying them rent and shit.
Use Her Majesty, the revenue. It's owed to the Queen, man. It's owed to the royal family.
But that's how it is. So really, nothing's really changed in that regard. We're still living in a world where you got landowners and people who own assets and all these different things, and they're charging the people who don't own to use them. Okay, now we're in the situation where we have to be subject onto these payments, man. But originally, according to the blessings, we shouldn't be in this condition. So we're gonna get it in the scriptures. So get that.
I got it. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 36.
Get where Joshua divided the land.
This is the book of Exodus 12 and 36. And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians.
So this is going back to when we were coming out of Egypt. So we're coming out of Egypt, and the Lord had it where we were given capital, right? Money, which is important. Yeah, capital, money or things of that nature is liquid. It allows you to do things, to buy things, which is necessary. You ask any businessman, it's not enough to just have land, or it's not. You need money, because money is a form of currency to get things done. It's a liquidity. So you could pay someone to do something or buy a resource real quick and easy. So the Lord gave us that when we were coming out of Egypt, right? That's why the whole thing goes back to the 40 acres and the mule, and the money. This is why they never compensating Jake properly coming out of slavery, because they know that if you don't have certain things, then you're just gonna be a servant anyway, right?
Yeah, basically Esau's robbed us of our rights.
Yeah.
He knows he's owes us 40 40 acres or reparations in general.
Yeah.
But you know, because it says that they're going to seek to please the poor, because these devils know that they've done us treacherously, man.
You can't have nothing. You if all you have is your hand and your foot, yeah,
Yeah.
then you're just going to be a servant to someone else.
Yeah.
You need to have land and gold and these things in order to get things done.
And
Right.
that also goes to the curses in Deuteronomy.
Yep.
You shall go to your enemy for the one of
One
all
of all
things.
things. So Esau made sure that he kept us in that weakened state.
Got something real
Yeah.
quick. It says Proverbs 22:7 says the rich ruleth over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender.
Right. Why do you need to borrow? Because you ain't got.
Hmm.
So you need to borrow. So you become a servant.
I've got something.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28 and 16. So cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So you ain't gonna have no wealth. Like when Abraham was on the scene, it said that he was rich with wealth, flocks of, sheep and cattle. He had gold, silver. He had resources, man.
And what came with that was servants.
Servants.
He had private army.
He had a private army.
You know what I mean? That's in the scriptures. He had a private army.
Yeah.
He had servants, so many servants that he had servants born into his house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That they
Eleazar
grew up,
and all that. Yeah.
you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's going to come back, right? In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have that. We're going to have the gold, the money, the wealth, and we're going to have servants as part of the assets too.
No, I don't say it in the scriptures, but I'm sure Adam, because he was Lord over mankind at that time. I'm sure he had servants too, probably.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having servants, man.
Doesn't
But, you
say
know-
in the scriptures, but
Huh?
yeah,
Yeah, well, of
but
course,
he
that
was a
goes
Lord.
hand in hand.
Yeah, he was
You
a
know,
Lord,
any
you know
great
what I'm
man had servants, man.
Ah.
What do they call it today? They call it employees.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
Yep.
servant.
And most people, the reason you're an employee is because you can't do your own shit.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You need to go work for someone. That's why you got whole songs, even going back to Motown, talking about I need to get a job. And then there'll be a next song like I got a job and man's happy. Well, the reason you have to do that is because you can't control your own manufacturing or your own means of production.
Yeah.
You can only be a human resources for
That's it.
someone who owns a factory or who owns land,
Yeah.
who owns resources, and they need you to work for it.
Yeah, and if I can say, Zaquan, he be doing that here. It's like, or people that are wealthy that have an estate or a big enough house have staff. They all say,
Yeah.
like you've got a fat yard. You're not cleaning the entire yard.
No.
You got people to do that for you. Yeah, au pairs and all of that sort of stuff.
Governess.
Yeah,
Right. So we still live in that system today. It's just that they fool the people into thinking it's not that system. But the fact you're putting in a job application, you're putting an application to be a servant.
Mm.
Khan, just to back you up, speaking about how the raptors are, and this is the book of Nahum. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departed not."
Right. Our people is like a prey for Esau because we're in a weakened, impoverished position. And when you're in a weak position like that, you can be manipulated because you're desperate.
Mm.
You know, you can be manipulated. Like they can just come in, like with the sharecropper thing. They had to take bad deals. Same thing. Well, I mean, the music industry is the best example of that. You got talent. Okay, great. You got talent. But anything you do needs investment.
Mm.
That is the way of life. You don't get something out of nothing. You're not the most high. The only most high can make something out of nothing. If you starting off as an artist, right, everything takes investment capital.
Yeah.
And if you ain't got that investment capital, you can't do nothing. Any business you want to start needs money to go in it first.
Yep.
In order to make it grow and to make it flourish. So then when you see these music artists, they have to take these deals because they don't have the money themselves. Now, if they had a couple million themselves,
Yeah,
they could fund their own studio, they could do their own thing. they could do the distribution themselves.
They wouldn't need the
But the reason they had to go to these labels is because the labels
In their
had the
finance.
infrastructure and the distribution, because these millionaires, is nothing to them to invest 100 million into an industry, knowing that further on down the line, and this is another thing, knowing that in 40, 50 years they'll make it back. When you're poor, you can't wait that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're poor, when you're rich, you could buy stocks in something and wait 20 years.
Yeah.
When you're poor, you're like under pressure, like, oh, I need to go up now because I need that money.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing when you ball game, when you're wealthy to when you're at the bottom, and when you're poor, you're desperate.
I was gonna
because
say,
like you said, the long term, they expect the ROI, the return on investment, and they usually get it,
Yeah.
like, one way or another, man.
And they don't need no crazy ROI because they already got bare money.
yeah.
So it's just for
But
them,
they
it's
like
like,
to keep the artists in debt,
yeah.
to them, so they have them to serve.
And why do they have to get into debt? Because they don't have to begin with.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Dragon's Den thing.
Yeah, that's
Them men are coming on. Why they go into the Dragon's Den? Because they don't have the money to
cash
do it
themselves,
themselves, and they need the money to grow.
and they
Just
take
okay.
half their business. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You want to come to me? I'm the one with the peas to make it work.
Yeah.
Or I can wait till you go belly up and come and buy it up anyway. for cheap,
Yeah.
which is what they do a lot of the times.
Yeah.
They let your business fail, come in, buy it up,
Yeah.
invest the money because they got the money to invest.
and then-
So Jake is when you're in poverty or when you're poor, so to speak, you're in a weakened position. Your negotiation is already at the on the weaker
On
side.
the weak side. I was to say, being poor is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it, it's like when you're poor, your interest on certain things is higher than when you're richer. Like, for instance, the wealthy, they don't buy houses like the rest of us buy houses, right? They can put the mortgage against assets and stuff like that. They just live in a completely
When
different
the
world.
poor take longer to pay off their debts, so
Exactly.
you accrue more interest over the life. Of the
Exactly.
property. But when you're paying off, you paying double for the house that you bought. You know.
Yep.
Yes.
It's funny you just said that nigga Bashi's latest album is called Being Poor is Being Expensive.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And then that's how you can get people to sell out for cheap because they're poor. Man that rich don't sell out because they don't need your money. They know that they can get Jake to do anything for cheap. Because they just throw like 50 grand at man, 100 grand. This guy would jump through every hoop. Man would wear the dress. Why man's wearing a dress?
Literally, bro.
Man's wearing a dress because they're down bad and if they want to come up. So they want it for the money. But if man already, you ain't gonna get a guy that's already a billionaire and you come to him and say, yo, you need to wear. Man's like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need you. But that's the position the Lord wanted us to be in the scriptures, to be in a position that the FU money.
Yeah, the borrower servant
Nah,
to the lender.
we don't know. I buy you out. You don't buy me out. I negotiate from a point of strength. You don't come over here and try and strong arm me.
But again, it's part of the curses, man. You should be the tail and not the head.
Yeah.
You know, these other nations are the head. Esau is the head of us, man.
Yeah.
So we're always following after him. He's telling us what to. He's the leader. You know, and Jake's so desperate. He got all the funds, all the resources.
You know when you can say take it or leave it.
Yeah, Jake can't. Jake knows if I leave this now,
I'm fucked. I ain't getting nothing out of it.
And then Jake don't understand that there's a glass ceiling, all that shit as well.
Yeah.
To keep us at a certain level.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna make it in Esau society, but you still got Jake trying to strive to make it.
And
All
they
like black excellence and all this BS.
Nah, but
you're
they
never
can't.
gonna be on Esau's
And
level,
remember,
man.
these Edomites, right? You got whole families of Edomites that are multi-billionaires, and they come together and when they pull their money together, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, keep it going.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
And ultimately, that's what Esau does. His system, his economic system, is ultimately designed to redistribute wealth and money from the poor to the rich. And in return, what they get is the energy of the poor. They get their productivity, right? But the wealth goes to them, and the government does a big job in that, because all these different taxes, right? All these different taxes that they're doing, the elites and their brethren are exempt from them. You're not exempt. Hey, you best believe you're not exempt, because that money's coming straight out of your paycheck, straight up, and they're taxing you Like, let's say you start trying to make over like 40k in the UK, then they're trying to take 40% from you. But when you're one of them big boys now, they have the loopholes in their system where they can write off this and write off that and get away with paying damn near no tax. I think Subway, who is it? Starbucks don't pay no tax in the UK and all that stuff. But then it's a double fuckery. Now you know how you're getting double teamed on. How? Because it's,
I was gonna say, because sometimes they set up other companies that make losses.
yeah.
Really just making money.
And it's in another country.
things like this.
The shell game,
You can't do that.
You can't do no shell game, but they can. So straight away, you're not avoiding tax, but they are. Then what they do is they benefit from government subsidies. So they always like to focus on welfare. Welfare ain't nothing, because when you give some single mother or some random person welfare, that welfare money is going straight back to the government or going to the corporation. When you're going into Tesco with that welfare money,
Goes back to them.
it's going, you got the VAT that is going back to them. Then on top of that is going to Tesco, right? With some of that corporation tax is going back to the government, and the rest is going to the elites. Yeah, some of it trickles back down into wages, which is taxed again. So the system is always taking money from the people, right? Taking money and giving it to the elites, taking your productivity and give it to the elites. The corporate welfare is something completely different. These corporations get all kind of subsidies, right? You had my man that was building the Formula One tracks around the world. Man's a gazillionaire, right? Bro, all that money is government money. He never had the money to build those things. He's gone to the government's giving him money, and then he's used that money to build, and then took the money off the top here. And his daughter bought the most expensive house in America. You look at Microsoft. The government's just giving out licenses to use Microsoft software. Giving out contracts. Even during the C-19 thing, they were just handing out their cousin contracts here and there. Hold that contract, hold that contract. So the government money. Oh, Elon Musk.
I was going to say that
Elon Musk is one of the #1 beneficiaries of government money, taxpayer money being given to him.
Salakia, that's where the wickedness, because a normal regular man, struggling to live his life, would try to open a small business and then make sure they cripple the
They make
business.
it difficult. You're not getting
Even the new tax system that the Labour government set up recently, with the employment laws and that kind of stuff, it's screwing small businesses.
Yeah.
And they're
100%.
crying and boarding because they're making them pay more taxes for small businesses, because the big businesses don't need to. They've got loopholes.
They got the loophole.
The small businesses, they can't exploit those things. They're not that level.
And they got the backing behind them. So it's like, if it's a war of attrition, the little guy loses. If it's a war, that's why they call it loss. Like, a company can afford to drive someone else out of business by making a loss. And then once they drive them out of business, now they can just put the price up crazy. Uber done that. Uber did that. And
it's like, because on what you were saying earlier on about, like, when you got these bigger, because Uber's a loss-making company, but like the big investors are pumping billions in it for the day that cars become driverless. So then that means they completely lose all of the wages that they got to pay, if you will, and then your overheads, and then they're just creaming off the top, like you're saying. They're playing the long game. But then also on what you're saying as well, that you've got is a great documentary by Al Jazeera called The Men Who Run Football. And it's not really about football. It's telling you about how dirty the money is and how it's all washed through London. London is the place where they wash their money.
So it's, the whole thing is a scam, and that's why in this society, the rich get richer and infinitely richer. Beyond understanding richer. Like, most people can't comprehend the numbers. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, to the point where these men here think if you're on 100k, you're rich. Because it's how down bad the situation is.
But the 100k has been divided so much. It's not worth it.
Like 100, that shows
maybe
you how
20,
bad
30
it is.
years ago, 100k is mad. Not now.
100k is nothing. But the average, everything so, and that's in London, people think like that. So that shows you all this money coming through London is really only touching a few people on that next level, where them man have got hundreds of millions and money ain't even a thing to them. It's insane numbers that they're dealing with. The whole system is designed that way, and they think that Trump's gonna come in and change that. These people are morons, man. The system is designed to grind the people down, because they said you will own nothing. They don't want the people to own anything. They want everyone to be in a weakened, dilapidated, desperate situation.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquities and work evil upon their beds. Then when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, and even a man and his heritage.
That's right, and that's how this societies work. Now, our society, in terms of the law, statutes, and commandments, is against oppression. It's about land ownership, right? And yeah, not excessively taxing people to hell. Hell, even in Egypt, in Pharaoh only asked for 10%. These men are insane what they're doing right now with the taxation.
The most actually, you know, he divided the lands to everyone. You know, each nation had their own portions of lands. You know, but today you have Esau all around the place. You know, buying everything up, not even buying everything, taking it by buying violence, man. You know, and now when Esau comes to places like in Africa or whatever, and he says he wants to build a base or whatever, what he does is it creates a problem there. It creates that these people, they start killing themselves, and he divides all different kinds of shit. And before you know it, Esau actually owns the land, but he gives this land in charges of various chiefs of the land, so the people are still believing like the land is theirs, but really it's Esau's land. You know, like in Nigeria, for example, which is one of the most wealthiest nations in the world with natural resources and stuff. Nigeria is not Nigerian anymore. Like Nigerian is literally, owned by the Rothschild, by the British family,
And the people that's there are not benefiting.
They don't benefit.
They're not benefiting as they should from their own resources. They're just human resources in their own land now. And that's insane. And then there'll be a few men that are little agents that get something out of it, in reward for allowing the oppression of their people, man. And then you look at this the debt, the whole building of the massive debt bubble is all on purpose, because the more debt they can build up in the country, the more they can tax the people and put them under oppression. That's what the wars are all about. That's what, you know how much these bombs cost.
They said I heard something. They said someone said something. Salakia, as I'm for cutting you short, but just regarding what you just said, someone said a war fought in 10 days can feed the world for 10 years.
Bro, when you could go and look up the individual price for these bombs and bullets, and then then you ask yourself, when they have these war drills, they just but they do that because they know that, like, Lockheed
Martin, Boeing.
Bro, they're just like, but then that money's borrowed off the back of the people, and then so your taxes now have to go up to pay for their man and their war games. But they're gonna do more war games, and then Lockheed and them man ain't gonna be paying no tax. Like I said, this whole system is just designed to just grind the people down further and further into the dust.
Just on that. Revelation 6 verse 4, and they went out of another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's why they always in a war somewhere doing something to somebody.
They'll find a way,
and these equipments are not cheap.
They ain't got no money. Then the Ukraine thing happened, and they were just throwing money at it, and then it's all laundering,
and it's for a loss as well, because you ain't gonna win no war.
You ain't gonna get no money, but that's fine as long as they could increase the national debt. So then now you got all of this issue. They could come in and say, we need to tax this. We need to take away this benefit. We need to take away that benefit.
Hard time,
point the finger. It's the immigrants, it's the refugees taking all the money. It's like, no, bro, you just wasted 500 billion.
Got the Billy down there.
Like, what's going on?
Salakia, I was looking at the budget. I don't know how it really works, but I had the opportunity to see, like, was it last year? Because it looks like every year they bring out the budgets. The Italian state, they actually brought out the budget. I was just looking at this thing. I was like, damn, like they had budget for health, they had budget for whatever and everything just looked like a little fraction. And they had the budgets for defense.
It's mad.
Okay, and it was just like it's like eclipsed 5 times the rest of all the other budgets. And now I started making some little researches. Like in Italy, we have like We have different zones. They call them military cemeteries. Okay, and where they keep buying different sheeps and different stuffs and different everything, and each year they need to like upgrade these stuffs, you know. They create new bombs and they need to buy a new one, and they put all these things in this depots. Depots, how do you call it?
Yeah, we can say
Depot,
that.
okay, and they don't use them no more. They just rot, and that's a lot of money, a whole lot of money that they can feed like people. That people sleeping on the streets. Like if you go to Rome, man, Rome is a mess. There's everywhere. There's shit everywhere. You know, just like in the time of ancient Rome, like you can see that it's fallen actually. You know, there is shit everywhere. Everywhere stinks. Like you have where you have the Pope, the St. Peter's Square, and just right on the angle where it preaches, you have a whole lot of homeless people. You know, and they get all this money, and they instead of investing this money on you know, trying to like make life easier for people, you know, but they invest them on, and this just shows you like who's running the world. It's Esau, man. Everything is on a sword.
And if they give you £1, they'll find a way to take another 2 from you.
You know.
It's just a demonic situation, man. But the reason we're in this situation because we didn't keep the covenant. We wouldn't have to be dealing with this oppression, because as we're gonna go into, we'd be landlords. We'd have our own shit, man. We wouldn't owe nobody nothing, and we'll be doing our thing. Now we just hurt.
Psalm 73 and 3. I'll start from 2. But as for me, my feet was almost verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their debt, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Right, these elite families that operate, they don't have no problems, man. They got their fingers in all the pies. You know, nothing don't phase them. They phase you because you might get fired. Like, you know, they might collapse an industry and you get fired. They're not getting fired. Some other man's losing money. They're not losing money because their fingers are in all the pies. They're good. They don't worry about it. Like, they got all these companies are connected. Like, you look even in the music industry, you find out that all of them are owned by the same entity, so it doesn't matter. So if this one goes loses his business, they still own this one. Like, it's not a problem for them.
Umbrella companies.
Umbrella companies. These men are fine, man. They own all kind of industries, the coal industry, every industry you could think of, they own. Like, and these are major industries, and they make money, man. Like, people don't even realize that there's tycoons out there that are just chocolate tycoons. They literally they own chocolate production, and these men are balling out of control. They got palaces and all that. You know, because Jay don't realize it could be a concrete empire. Man just making concrete, billionaire. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's just loads of them. They just something you might see as insignificant in life because it's only worth, like, you could buy it for like £1, but they mass produce this stuff. Like, if you control an industry big enough, you're rich.
Well,
it doesn't matter how cheap the actual good is. If it's an industry worth 100 billion and you earn 20% of that industry, that's 20 billion right there. You're not caring.
I was gonna say that's how you got all of them rich ass Chinese, man. It was making them little in their little factories, and then over a period of time they started getting more and more. When you're shopping on Alibaba or wherever it's from, or they're basically building, like when you look at, like, we all made the joke, you look at the back of something and it says made in fucking China. You know, and them man are rich. That's who's really buying all of these properties in London. These bloody Moabites, man.
They're not taking a little bit of it. They got a big piece, man.
They own Africa. They own Africa, like
constantly redeveloping stuff.
They got like different countries in Africa where they actually teaching the new generation to speak in Mandarin.
Well, they just opened a port down in Peru. Yeah, they just opened that one. So that one's going to be interesting because it changed a few geopolitical dynamics and kind of starves a bit of the South American trade, which would normally go up to, like, was it California? So they can now do like China, South America. So that's going to be an interesting one as well.
I heard they own a lot of land in Mexico and all that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
The Chinese are just balling.
You call it rentier economy. These men just own assets and just getting that passive income, man.
Khan, you got something?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
And that's, you know what, man, real quick, we could segue into that. You got it's beautiful. You got Trump championing Christianity. He's talking about making America Christian again and all. America was Christian in the beginning, and what did you do? This is the insanity of the hypocrisy, but it's good because now the hypocrisy is going to come full circle, and America's going to go out the way it should go out. Full hypocritical, false morals.
Yeah.
Because they want to make it look like, oh, we got all these Christian, we're going to go back to Christian values. Bro, your Christian values slaughtered the Native American Indians, yeah? And put the Negroes in hardcore slavery. Where was your Christian values then? That's when you were the most Christian. Now you're going to go back to them values? So what should we expect from you?
He was
Bunch
saying,
of
he was
devils.
saying in one of his speeches, make America pray again.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
was promoting the KJV
Some
Bible.
new Bible that them
Yeah.
man have put together.
Yeah.
But you man don't live by the Bible.
Can I read this quick?
Yeah, go on.
Psalms 50 verse 15.
That's it.
And call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee?
Yeah.
They have no real interest in what the scriptures is speaking about. They it's always been about their own will, and they'll use the scriptures if it benefits them, and at times they'll disregard it.
Which is 99% of the time. Otherwise, their laws, the laws of America, the Constitution. What about the scriptures? Fuck your Constitution.
Where did freedom of religion come from?
You know
Is
what
that
I'm
in the
saying?
scriptures?
Hell no.
You still got Exodus 12.
Khan, I got it. Was it Exodus 12?
But that's all right, man.
Okay, I
Esau is a landlord, and you have to come
Water.
to terms with that, man. All these Edomites are landlords, man, and it's no different. The nobilities and the royal families still exist. It's just that they don't call themselves royal no more. They don't need to. The Rothschilds is a royal family. They are kings. This is the delusion. The Rothschild are kings. They're a royal family. They own land and assets, and they make judgments. It's just that they do it behind closed doors, and they shed that. We don't want to be
Image.
known as no fucking royal family because these men are going to be onto our case. So
Yeah.
we're just going to be businessmen. You know what I mean? But that's what a royal family was. It was a businessman that owned shit
Yeah.
and had authority to make laws and change laws.
Yeah, the royal family answer to the banking families, man.
And we're still the peasants out here, like serving these men, and people don't realize it because you're an employee working for Amazon.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well-
but who owns Amazon?
Well, this is the thing, right? All these nations are in debt. They're in debt to these banks, right? That's where they get their money from.
Yeah.
It's not the royal family. They're not in debt to the royal family. They're meant to be the kings and queens of these nations,
They
but
own
they're
the
not. That
bank.
means they're not in control. Then, if they're in debt, that's what you're saying, man. The lender is servant to the borrower.
And you know the royal family owns
Sorry,
part of the Bank of
sorry,
England
sorry.
as well.
Yeah.
You know they own part of the
They
Bank of
own-
England as
They
well.
literally own it, actually.
They
Just
own,
like you're saying, like
Yeah,
they
they
try
own-
to always,
yeah, they own
hide
it.
themselves and everything. But the so-called Rothschild, they're so rich that they cannot even hide themselves no more. Like just ask Google. These people are meant to be like invincibles actually because they run everything. They run the information and everything. But they're so powerful that they can't even hide themselves no more. Google is gonna tell you like they own 90,000 acres of lands or whatever. These people are so powerful, like they have so much that they can't even hide themselves no more.
That's why they distract you with all this celebrityism.
Entertainments.
Entertainment and celebrities and Mike Tyson.
Some fake
But
Forbes,
people are ignoring the real power brokers, man.
Yep.
some shit.
You know
Forbes,
that they're lords basically.
Yeah.
The man's them that's actually the politicians work for.
Yeah.
Because these people think the politicians are the ones they
Working
wake up
for
in the
them,
morning
yeah.
and write up a. You know when a man pull out a bill. Oh, I wrote this bill. They didn't write that bill. They have staff, and those
Exactly.
staff are controlled by other. They're the handlers,
You presented the bill.
and they come to the politician. Yeah, you need to champion
Pass
this
this,
bill,
yeah.
and then them man ain't read. Oh, the bill's that fucking. The bill will be about this thick, bro.
1,000 pages
That man ain't read that, bro. Yeah, like Bill. They said what's his name? Writ the crime bill. Biden.
Biden,
You
yeah.
think he sat there and read that? Yeah. Is that your belief? You think he woke up in the morning? Oh, I wanna
Bro, he saw some demons. A demon wrote it.
No, they got the people behind the scenes that is really controlling everything.
Yeah.
And these people are just given. They're like, yeah, go out there and
Tell the
sell
people
that to the people.
Yeah, it's dedicated.
You think Trump's gonna sit there now and start writing? Okay,
Kills.
you know what?
He ain't gonna do
Wakes up in the morning. You know what? I wanna. No, he don't matter what Trump wants to do. The man them are gonna give him what he needs to roll out,
That's it.
and he gonna go and do it and act like it's him. Oh yeah, look, yeah, I want to do. You didn't want to do shit, bro. You're being told. The real royal families, man, they're the mans that make the phone calls, like the mafia done,
That's the mafia,
and tell
yeah.
man what to do and what not to do, and don't get out of pocket. Otherwise, you know what time it is.
Yep.
And these people are really delusional, actually. You know,
Really.
they believe that Trump comes in and is gonna change. Like there is actually a huge, what do you call it? A huge community on the online. Like they follow themselves. They make plans of creating new cities or whatever. They so believe in Trump that Trump is the Messiah, the QAnon and all that
Yeah, the
bullshit and
QAnon.
crap. You know,
Yeah.
the left, the right, the center, the middle, whatever, it's all being controlled by the same body. Okay.
Yeah. And then they give you a fake Forbes list of the so-called richest people in
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not the
See
rich
that.
people.
Yeah.
Bill
That's
Gates
why-
and all these people. They're not.
Well, that's why the trust in the shadow of Egypt is going to be your shame, man. You know, can I read this quick as well?
Yeah.
Just because because you talk about the the powers behind the scenes, right? Because they exist. You know, it's not a conspiracy. There are people that are more powerful than the people that you see in the open.
And if you prudently follow the money, you can find, like, you see videos where a guy will, but it's long, it's very tedious, and that's what's his name said. Remember we was watching Daredevil, you know, and then he was like, people don't want the truth. It's very tedious. It is extreme. They've set up a system that if you
So
really wanted
complex.
to, you could go into the company house. Okay, who owns this company? Okay,
Yep.
all right, look into that company. Who owns that company? And if you really wanted to sit there for ages and go through this and go through that, you start seeing how things start linking back
Yeah.
to this person and that
Yeah.
person. But ain't nobody gonna be sitting there doing all that.
Because you sort of make it complicated.
On
It's
purpose.
complicated.
And then he'll throw misinformation out there because
Yep.
it's full of misinformation, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you really have to put a filter shit, man.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
spirit has to be dealing with you, man. to
Yeah.
even understand
Yeah, you
those
see
things.
video. I've seen videos
You
where
know?
guys sit there and they do that and they tracing this person. Like even with these politicians, you can
Changing
trace
names and shit.
you can
and
trace
shit.
And see how they all
who's
link.
funded them. And then you start finding out, okay, you're funded by this person, and then on the other side, but then these two people have business
Both
ventures
of them being
together.
funded, yeah.
So really, they're both one entity.
Yeah.
Both,
Yeah.
you know?
No,
Ah, they
they're
also-
not
they-
competitors. You know what I
No,
mean?
they're all
Yeah.
really. When you get to that level, it all starts coming
Yeah.
together like
Yeah.
a pyramid. You know?
Yeah.
They also exposed like Kamala Harris, who was trying to, like, act like she's a
Yeah, the
so-called black
lineage and
woman, and she's just an Elamite and connected to the
Yeah,
Edomites.
and they told everybody that, which shows you the whole thing was bullshit because they're the ones that came on the mainstream media and told
Yeah.
everybody that.
Yeah.
So they wanted
Controversy.
they wanted
Yeah.
all that controversy, man.
Nothing comes out on it.
fall upon themselves.
Yeah. Nothing comes out on the news unless these man
Unless they
want
want
it
them
to.
to
Yeah.
know that.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because what they want you to know.
Exactly, because there was a whole thing with like Prince Harry, and there was like people were saying how like he raped a woman or whatever, and then that was on Twitter for like a day, and then they scrubbed that, completely gone, because it was like we're not dealing with this right now.
Yeah, they played people well, man, with them characters, and then all of a sudden, remember the characters all hated each other. Now all of a sudden they're handshaking and it's cool, but the people following them still hate each other. Anyway, go on.
Just wanna go
Oh
through.
yeah.
Psalm 64 verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
The snares. This society is all about setting traps and snares for the people to fall into.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's snares and traps that they set up. The politicians, they set snares and traps. They put forward things and they might try and make it look like it's good. It's going to be good for the people, but it's not good for the people. It's a snare, and the ultimate snare is going to lead up to that MOTB.
Right.
They want to push the people and put more pain on the people to the point where they get trapped by that MOTB, man. And Trump is going to push that, man. He's a sick. You know the sign for MAGA, what it is, right? It's this. The 666. That's the MAGA sign, and then MAGA is actually an actual position in the Church of Satan as a priest. Wow. So the whole thing's set up. It's all witchcraft, man.
I think Elon Musk also did the MAGA sign or something, you know, when he was invited on stage with Trump and
Yeah.
he jumped
Yeah, he's done
three
it, and he did
times
it, and he
and all
threw the
that.
6. Yeah,
It's all linked, man.
they know what they're doing, and they know that they got JFK Jr. in there,
Yeah.
and he's
Health
gonna
sec-
make America healthy again. Yeah, he's gonna. You know how he's gonna make
Sick
America
man.
healthy again? They're probably gonna come out with some new implant that you could put inside yourself
make
that's
you
gonna
lose
be
weight.
able to diagnose you of any of you and all this
They-
bullshit.
They already had it. Remember under during the CV, DARPA had the
Yeah.
one where it could
That's how
measure
you
their
gonna make
thingy.
America healthy again. Well, you think he gonna start handing out herbs? Is that your belief? Oh, look at him. He looks
Christian,
healthy.
right? He's in the scriptures.
Because he's not part of the left as well. So you know he can't be evil. People are morons, man. But that's that snare that's being set for them.
Khan, I got the book of
Exodus.
Okay, I got the book of Exodus. Okay. I start again from verse 36. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot."
Right. So it's numbering who? The Israelites. About 600,000 on foot. Go on.
That were men beside children.
Right. So that there was 600,000 men, and then you still had the children and you had women.
Khan.
You see it there. Go on.
And the mixed multitude went up also with them,
The mixed multitude went up also with them. Go on.
and the flocks.
So
And
hold on, wait.
They weren't counted.
It numbered the Israelites,
They didn't count that.
right? But the mixed multitude is like with the cattle in them. Because those are our assets.
Yeah.
You understand? That's an asset because the mixed multitude became our servants. And we were landlords over them because they did go into the land with us, but they didn't go into the land as citizens, as first class. A first class citizen is a landowner. And that's why I was watching something and it was breaking down how important that in a country citizens own land, because it gives you a sense of what's the word?
Responsibility or belonging.
Responsibility. Yeah, you're right. That's why I need you. Responsibility, right? You got a lot of men now. They're disenfranchised with the society because they don't own any of it. They're just here. It don't even matter if they're here. They could be anywhere because there's no different. There's something about when you can look down and say, "I own
yours,
this piece
yeah.
of
This is
land,
mine.
so
Take care of it.
I am a citizen."
Sovereigns, isn't it? Yeah.
These people are not really citizens.
Especially like people throwing beer cans everywhere, children just damaging
Yeah,
up
they don't
everything.
own
They
shit.
don't-
There's no belonging here. You could go anywhere because you don't own nothing here. Now the elites, they own. They're invested. This is theirs, right? But the mixed multitude, as we're going to show, they weren't given an inheritance. They were living on our lands.
Yep.
So then guess what? They would have had to what? Pay rent.
They're the
Pay
employees.
rent. They're the employees. So the Lord gave us what? Think about what the Lord did.
Yeah, they gave us service.
He gave us servants, man, because even it's
It was
logic. I
production.
don't know if I heard this from you or so. I believe I heard it from you. You said a kingdom is not a kingdom if you don't have like
Subjects.
the
Human capital.
Yeah,
You need human capital to get things
yeah,
done.
yeah.
because you can have raw resources, but the raw resources are only going to be held back by the people, the skill and the people that you have in order to work it. So you need people, and also you need how skilled those people are. The more skilled people you have, and the more of those people you have, the more able you're going to be. The more you're going to be able to produce the resources that you have.
Now, why do you think Egypt refused to let the Israelites go? Okay,
Big hit to the economy, man.
it was the biggest economy at the time, man.
It was the main
Who was
commodity,
building them pyramids and all
Free.
different kinds of stuff for free of charge. Now, why do you think America, USA don't want to let the so-called Negroes that were taken from Africa back to Africa? Why do you think that? You know?
Yeah, because we're a human resource, human capital,
You just read it earlier on Nahum.
and a skilled human capital. Because when Jake gets a skill, they get a skill. Because them Mexicans, you see them Mexicans come, and you see them videos online, and them man, oh, them ones there, bro. And the thing,
It's all in the name.
it makes you look stupid, like, Them man are
Sword
moving
in
like
the
a
lane,
machine,
yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's done properly.
Yeah.
Properly, yeah,
Efficient.
yeah. It's done, and that's worth something. It's a quality job, actually.
That's why they're saying with this American economy thing, like
Yeah.
in January, if this guy gets to deport millions of migrants, it's gonna collapse the economy because
It'll
all the
affect,
workers, those laborers are needed, man, to help.
Well, it's they're
keep
providing a
America
lot of cheap labor
on
too,
float. Yeah.
and there's nothing an overlord loves more than cheap labor.
But that's the thing, because what they always complain about, the rate that they got to pay these man, that's why they always shipping work abroad. That's why the China man are doing everything, man. Because it's cheaper over
Yep.
there.
Mexico.
And a system that America's built itself on can't rely without slavery.
Yeah,
They can't. That's why they're so much in fucking debt.
and they did that. And don't give us no bullshit about the Democrats did that. The consecutive American
Yeah, all the same.
governments, both Republican and
Yeah,
Democrat,
on board.
Both of it, man.
helped the
On
big
board.
corporations to get their cheap labor abroad because
Yeah.
it was all about the corporations' benefit and not the American people.
Yeah.
All right, because after World War II, America was a manufacturing powerhouse. They decided to start shipping out the production elsewhere because who did it benefit? The corporations, because they can make more profits selling their products back in America and giving out credit cards to everyone to buy the products that they can't afford because they just lost their job. Go on,
Kind of. Going back to you want me to go back to Exodus?
yeah, finish
Yeah,
that Exodus, and then you got the scriptures about the land being
Yeah,
handed
yeah.
out, right? So that's why you hear these people talking about the mixed multitude, and you're like, what are you talking about? They were there.
Can't.
The
Yeah,
Lord
but
blessed
proves
us
that
with human
Proves
capital.
that the Lord gave us, because it says in the other books about the strangers, and there's two types of strangers. You've got the Israelite foreigners, and then you've got the other nations.
Yep.
And it tells you about if there's other nations amongst us and how we're supposed to treat them. So
That's right.
they were definitely there.
And just like them Canaanites that became hewers of wood.
They
was
Yeah,
water,
yeah,
yeah.
when you tried to
And
take, yeah.
it also coincides with the year Jubilee for our law that we have. We be released from our servitude, right? We be released with
Yeah.
things, right? With cattle or whatever,
Money.
right? And the same thing when we came out of Egypt, we came out with things.
Yeah.
We didn't come out broke.
No.
We don't just let the Israelite brother go. Yeah, go and fend for yourself now. No, you gave him substance, man,
Yeah.
to go and build your own shit.
And you could take that money and buy slaves too.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's-
Or hire people.
So when we come out of Egypt, we didn't come out with nothing.
Yeah.
We come out with things to build upon.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, because it's important.
And it's gonna happen again. Because this time when the Lord delivers us, there's gonna be a mixed multitude. It's vocab
Yeah,
and
yeah,
them,
Because
man.
otherwise you're always going to be independent. You're going to be dependent on something or somebody. You know,
Not
you
on
don't
the
go out with
chariots
things.
though. They ain't
No,
gonna
no,
be on the
no.
chariots. They just we're gonna collect the mixed multitude from among the scriptures speak about the nations of them which are left.
Yep.
There's gonna be Edomites and all that's gonna be left,
Yep.
and different other nations, and we're gonna use them as human capital in the land of the Lord.
You've got work to do.
Yep. Real quick.
Okay, go.
Yeah, real quick. Ezekiel 39:14, and they shall sever out men of continual employment, right, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search.
So you Edomites that complain about losing your jobs to immigrants or whatever, man, don't worry about it. You know, you're there's going to be continuous employment. You're going to be employed forever.
Job security.
And don't worry about no pension because you ain't going to need it. You know.
And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody should work.
Mm.
Man will put here to work. We're gonna be working, but our work's different.
6 days,
Yep.
7 day rest.
It's 6 days, yeah. Our work is gonna be the management.
Yeah.
You know, being a landlord is work. It's just
Yeah.
different type of work.
Supervision.
It's supervision. We're working with this, with
Yeah.
the wisdom, and that's where some people they get mad at the boss.
Mm.
Hey, your boss, but sometimes you realize that the boss is a valuable person when they know what they're doing.
Yes.
When they know
Yeah.
what to do.
When they
Yeah.
know what they're doing, that's
Yeah.
a valuable individual.
Yeah.
So they don't do the donkey work, but
Yeah.
their mind
Thinking.
orders things the correct way, and you get rewarded for
Yeah.
that.
Sports teams are examples of that. Like you'll see, like the one manager leaves, and then all of a sudden it's like this
Ten
team
hard.
starts before. Yeah.
But you look at Arteta.
Oh man, I knew it was coming.
And that's true because what you just said, because I was doing a different job for the same company, and the job I was doing was actually like the dirty part of the job, and now they moved me to the office. And before going to the office, I would look at the people in the office, and you'd have some guys. These people don't do shit, man. You're just sitting right in front of the computer, and when they put me in there,
You see,
I just it feels like now I'm trying to think again. Maybe it was better when I was outside.
Nah, the higher you go up in the hierarchy, there is still things that you're doing because you're using
It's less
more of your
physical.
brain
Yeah, it's
more
just
than
less
you are
physical.
using the hard, you know, like you get the architect. The architect has his place, isn't it?
Mm.
But then the mason has his place.
Mhm.
But the architect is the brain that's putting it together, making sure that the shit don't fall apart, you know, when they put it, you know.
Can't.
Yeah, doing yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
the
the book.
king,
Okay,
when the king rules over, a lot of people don't realize that a king has responsibilities and duties, man.
Yeah.
The king don't just sit around getting his dick sucked all day. And if that's what you think being a king is, then your kingdom's gonna crumble real fast.
Mm.
The king is a judge. The king is supposed to apply his wisdom and manage to make sure that he's putting the right people in the right place,
Yeah.
yeah, to get the job done and make sure everything's working properly. It's not just, oh, I'm the king,
Yeah.
I'm the lord of the land, you know, so I'm just gonna sit back and get my dick
Oh,
sucked
well,
all
you
day.
get guys like Matthew Hancock in
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans did the same stuff, and they lost their kingdom.
Yeah.
you
But
know?
say you put your friends in positions of
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
You notice that you can't operate properly, man.
Yeah.
It fucks up.
You don't bother
You know?
learning how things work.
They concentrated more on the fun and all that, and they wasn't doing shit, and the society collapsed.
You look
and
at
they lost
Solomon.
the kingdom.
Solomon was a great king.
Yep.
The Lord gave him wisdom in all things. You couldn't
Yep.
pull the wool over. Solomon didn't. He said, "Be not ignorant in a small or great matter." Because you know, if you're a king and you overlook things, man will try and pull the wool over your eyes, man.
Mhm.
But a proper king, you can't come to man. You start coming talking about some industry and think he don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, I know about that.
Mm.
Like, you ain't fooling me. So come, hey, furthermore to that, just for trying to disrespect, take this man's head off, man. You thought I didn't know. Yeah, I know your walk times. Yeah. But it's true. A king, if you don't know, if you're as a king, you can't afford to be ignorant because you're overseeing an entire kingdom.
Yeah.
So imagine if you got a part of your kingdom that's over there. Oh, don't worry about that. I don't need
You're
to
not
know
paying
nothing
attention
what's
to it.
happening over there. You do. You're a king. You should know everything that's happening
Mhm.
in your
kingdom.
dominion. Nothing should be ignorant to you.
No.
From the sewers upward, you should have an understanding of what's going on because you have to rule over it. And that's what we're gonna be like. We're not just gonna be like dummies, just
Nah.
nah. Being a ruler is actually a job. It's just the highest form of the job, and it comes with the biggest perks.
Not like Esau, even though Esau's wicked as all hell, but he knows what's
He
going on
searches
in
out all
society.
things.
He just
searches out
mismanages it.
Mismanagement.
But
Yeah,
he knows
yeah,
exactly what's going on in society
Evil.
everywhere on the earth, man.
And as you were saying, like the scriptures also say in the book of 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, I think the 15th verse, to study to show thyself approved,
Yeah.
you know, a servant, you know, knowing the right, dividing the right from the wrong, you know.
Yeah, and then at the beginning of the wisdom goes back to the scriptures,
Right.
and that's where Esau's fallen short
Yeah.
by not applying the wisdom of the scriptures in his rulership.
Yep.
And you see what's going to happen to him.
Yeah, because it says that in Isaiah 24.
But a righteous ruler is extremely valuable.
Good precept.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's why Israel's going to, so it says
Yeah, good scripture.
power is going to be transferred from, the wicked to Israel, and they're going to be the aristocrats, the best to rule.
And it says one that is profitable.
Yep.
So you got to look at it like a business.
Mm.
You know, the leader of the business is very important.
Yep.
It's Sirach chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people. That's his job, right?
Yep.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And as the
Sure.
judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Mm.
An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
So righteousness goes downhill. So if you got a king that's righteous, then that king is going to make sure that all of his
Yeah.
undermen are righteous.
Yeah.
And then they're going to make sure that all their underman is righteous, and so on and so forth. Now, if you got a wicked king, guess what? He's going to have wicked, generals and servants. And they're going to have, and then
That's what you see.
and that's what you see in the society.
If the head is sick,
If the
body
head
will
is
be
sick,
sick.
it's rotten from the top down. So now what the Lord's going to do is going to raise up his sons in righteousness, and that's going to change the whole vibration of the earth. Because now at the head of everything is nothing but righteousness,
Yeah.
and then that's going to
Trickle
the
down.
authority is going to trickle on down to the least, to the bottom.
Can't.
Got preset for me?
Yeah.
Real quick. This is Wisdom 6 and 24 in the GNT. It says, "No, indeed, the more wise people there are, the safer the world will be. A sensible king can be depended on to give his people this kind of security."
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
heavy.
Because you're gonna do things that's make judgments that's for the benefit of the people. And if something comes up that's not for the benefit of the people, right? A wise king will be like, "Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't going down that road."
Mixing what people are.
He's there really to protect the people, to keep
That's it.
things clocking over, and then he gonna get his due for that. He gonna, he gonna get the
moolah.
the subs.
Yeah.
And
You
he-
get the
But this is the
praise
thing.
from that.
The righteous job of a king is blessed by the Most High. So him doing righteous things, the Most High is going to reward him.
Now you gonna get
You
all
know,
that. And that's how we
This
gonna be.
world don't operate like that. Esau's just all about what he can gain. He ain't waiting for no blessings.
Yo,
or nothing,
in our
so-
kingdom, ultimately the heathen are gonna flourish.
Yeah.
But guess what? Because
gonna
the
be
heathens are
servants.
flourishing, and we gonna get our pay off the back of that. Wait, we gonna be even more flourishing
Yeah.
because we just gonna be having all that money coming
Well,
in.
the more productive they are, the better it's for
Yeah,
us.
because we gonna have to get our piece.
That's it.
Salakia, in time past, being a servant wasn't necessarily something evil, wasn't necessarily something bad.
You could benefit.
Because you had servants that really they enjoyed their position and they embraced their position the perfect way they had to do it. Okay, take for example the servant of Abraham.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was gonna be the heir.
yeah.
He was almost gonna be the heir.
Yeah.
Abraham wasn't gonna have no child, and look at what he did. And when Abraham sent him on errand, he did his master's work with
Yeah,
all full joy
taken
and
care of.
It was-
Hey, but that's what if you watch Marco Polo, that's why
Yeah.
Kublai Khan was like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
You don't understand?
Man said, "You don't want to serve in my house because to
somewhere else.
be close. The closer you are to
Yeah.
the king is a blessing,
Yeah.
especially if it's a righteous king, man, because there's benefits to that."
Oh, you
I
pick
was
up.
gonna mention even King Solomon. What's that Mason? But was it Baal Berith?
Hiram,
Hiram Abiff, Slakia.
Hiram.
Hiram Abiff. He was like a Hamite, but he was a servant unto King Solomon, and he was doing the bit what he's bidding. He helped to build his house and all that, the
He
temple.
was also a friend to King David.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he was a heathen, man. So even heathens was like happy to serve when it was being treated by a righteous king.
But you ain't gonna Esau crush you, man, and that's because he's demon, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Esau just
What's that scripture that says the creation can't wait for the sons of
Sons of
manifestation of the sons of God.
Yeah,
And really, when Israel is really going to be in power, when we're going to return back to our kingdom, everyone will be good.
Yeah.
Even the servants are going to be good. People are going to be doing their various jobs and everything, and they'll be happy
Yep.
because we're going to imply that the laws, man, because the laws actually brings good fruits.
Yeah.
Now we all struggling and suffering.
don't get rain.
The scripture says, when the righteous
Yeah, I've got
rule
it.
it, the people
Yeah.
rejoice. When
Yeah.
when the wicked rule it, the people mourn. We're all mourning right now.
You get that wicked oppression. Esau coming in, like putting man in debt for the next 250 billion years.
We was talking about it earlier.
Infinite debt, like
We just got that clear example of Spain right now, as I mentioned, the flooding, and the people are revolting because the government's not treating them the way they're supposed to be treated, man. They're mistreating them. So they're out there in the streets rioting and going
Yeah.
crazy because the government's taking the piss.
and
That's
most people
Esau,
are
man.
simple. They just want the simple things in life.
Yeah.
But these
That's
lot are
it.
making
That's
it
it.
struggle. Even the farmers are struggling now. Now, November the 19th, about to be a big protest here in the UK. They're talking about locking down the streets with tractors because
Yeah.
they're putting hell on farmers, and
Yeah.
farmers are simple people.
Yeah.
Farmers are actually like
They help, man.
farming is almost like a brainwashing
Yeah.
because it's a lot of hard work you do being a farmer, and
Very
the
little
benefit
rewards.
is not as much as what people
Yeah.
think. So in the video, the man's like, "Yeah, I have a farm, and yeah, the farm's worth £3 million, yeah, but farmers don't take that money is in the farm.
It goes back into the
Man are not rolling around with a flipping
liquid.
diamond chain,
Yeah.
and no, they're not. Yeah, it's not liquid, so they don't
Yeah.
live a rich life.
Yeah.
Any money, extra money they get, they put it back into the farmer,
Mm.
and their thing is, I want to produce food for the people
Yeah.
and earn a honest living. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And really, it's really incredible how Esau, actually manipulated our mind, And how Esau actually just, brainwashed the people to just turn away from farming,
Yeah.
Farming is just a normal necessity, just like you're cleaning your house.
essential.
That's it.
It's
essential
essential.
thing in
It's
society, yeah.
essential,
Yeah.
You got to treat the farmers good, and then when you got good farmers, family farms, that's where you're gonna get the best food.
That's it.
Because the food, it's just like if you go to a restaurant, this brother, or a bar, the best cocktail you're gonna get is not from a machine that just mixed
No,
up the
no.
thing, or
Mm,
some
mm,
guy that just trying to make as much money as possible. It's gonna be from the guy who loved. He
That's
loved
it.
what
That-
he's
yeah.
doing.
Every movement, there's
And when
the
he loved,
details and
You're
everything.
gonna get that good. So
Yeah.
when you get them farmers that's raising the cattle, that love their cattle and love
Mm.
the people that's
They give you
around
the
them,
best
they're
of the
gonna make
best.
sure them cattle are taken
Taken
care
care
of,
of, yeah.
and you're gonna get the best produce.
Yeah.
But then if you get some big corporation coming in that only cares about the ones
They
and the
don't care,
zeros,
you
bro, you,
put in chemicals and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
let
yeah.
it grow.
and that's what
Hurry
you're
up.
gonna get.
Yeah.
The corporate machine.
Yeah.
It was better when it was
Small
actual
family.
hard, the
Yeah,
hardy
yeah.
farmer that
Gloucestershire mans.
you know
Yeah.
that were doing it for the lot, and that's how it's gonna go back to in the kingdom.
Yeah.
No more corporate machine. It's
Yeah.
gonna go back to real people with real skills that living by the principles of love thy neighbor.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
taking care of their fellow man, obviously for profit, but you know what I'm saying? Not like how this society
Yes,
is.
yeah.
No. Under the principles of Yahweh Shai, we're gonna go back to doing things with love,
Right,
man.
right, yeah.
And when you do things in love, everything's better.
Yeah.
That's why it says in Isaiah 24,
Man.
the earth is defiled under
And
the
the inhabitants
inhabitants.
Yeah,
thereof.
because it's
That's it.
cold and evil. Esau's made everything just evil. All people care about is just to make as much money as possible, and they don't care who they fuck over to do it.
Mm.
They'll sell you product knowing it's gonna kill you and your
Yeah,
kids. They don't
yeah,
give a fuck.
yeah, yeah.
As long as I can make that money, dog.
Yeah, capitalism.
Yeah, that Frank, it's that what's his name? That Snowfall spirit.
Oh, yeah.
I keep getting them shorts. Man, I just need a key. Bro, what? You selling crack, bro? How you gonna sell a crack with love?
Oh man.
Senior people
Oh, man.
rung out. They're
Yeah, like that shit's evil, man. That shit's evil. Nah, man. We're
Yeah.
not promoting that, man. Let's go back to how it's supposed to be. You make
Yeah.
clothes, you make clothes with love. Not just this mass-produced clothes, and they make the clothes to actually break apart, so you have to come back and
Built
buy
in
more.
obsolescence. With
And
the-
then meanwhile destroy the environment while you're doing it.
yeah.
Well, it's all mixed fabrics anyway.
Mixed fabrics and that.
The money, the money
Yeah.
can't. That's why the sons of God need to be rooted
Well,
to be
yeah.
like, no, that's not how we do things, man.
Khan, and you said something really important. You said people are going to be turned, to love their jobs. Back
Yeah.
in the time, you would have like lineage of families that are actually
that was the profession.
shoemakers
yeah.
or whatever,
And they love it.
and they love it. That's they pass it from generation to generation. The son grows
That
up,
was their
he
skill
picks
set.
it up, and
And
But
they got
now-
that skill. They
got
love the skill.
They love it.
Like when I went to, how you say it, Venice?
Venezia,
Venice.
Venezia.
Venezia, yeah. See, brothers is global out here. Yeah. When I went there, I actually paid to go watch they call it the Moreno glass blowing.
Murano, okay,
Yeah.
I can tell you a little
Yeah.
story about that if you are okay.
Yeah.
The Murano glass story actually. Now, if you go to Murano, it's there's a couple of islands, and they're on the side of, they call them the Ghetto of Venezia. And now, if you go to the root word of ghetto, it actually tells you that this is. Let me just get it real quick. Ghetto. And this just shows you that. What I want to say is those were Jake's actually. That was their practice. Let me get the meaning of ghetto real quick.
Yeah. Anything to do with the ghetto is definitely
Khan,
Jacob, bro.
this is Google. According to Google, it says a poor urban area occupied primarily by a minority group of people, the Jewish quarter in a city.
There you go.
So then you have families of Jake and this Murano,
Yeah.
and their major occupation was the glass making. They had this unique style of putting color glasses and all that, and they made it perfectly well, even to this day.
Yeah, I saw it,
what
man.
the
Man made
Quran is
a Ferrari horse in front of me, man. He was just blowing it up forwards, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. I was like, and it was skill.
Yeah.
God,
Now they want a machine to do
to
everything.
do everything,
Nah,
It's
man.
really
Let's
is-
go back to tools is useful, but it should really be the man that's in control of the tool. Like before, they could make a boat. I was watching one video. There's only one man that can still do it. Just a hatchet and make a boat like one of them Viking boats. I don't know if he's probably dead now. Actually. But yeah, you just take a hatchet, and it's perfect, blood. It just perfectly make it. You know, there's something to be said. Now it will be all flipping 3D printed, made out of some fucking next bullshit fucking
That's gonna inquinate the air. It's gonna kill the air and do all different kinds of. And most of those machineries that they're bringing out today, you know, they cost more arms than good, man. You know, they're gonna print everything looking perfectly for you, print your shirts and everything, but they emanate different kinds of radiation that fuck your mind up, you know. And
the biggest cost is human productivity, man. They're getting rid of humans, and you got Elon Musk, you know, out here acting like, you know, he's the savior of the earth, but he's very prized to depopulate the earth pretty much.
And take away a man's skill, because you ain't gonna have no work. A man is supposed, like you said, you know, it's true what you said. A man can take pleasure in his work, and pleasure, no matter what job you is, you can take pleasure in your work. But this society, most people hate their work because they don't really see what the benefit or the productivity of it is, and it's all cold and corporate. It's not local. You're not doing it for people that you know and appreciate and love. It used to be that, you know, you were doing things and you knew the people you were doing it for. You know what I'm saying? They were local. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you had interaction.
You had interaction with
you
these
saw
people.
how your work actually made the man's life better.
Exactly.
Now it's just like, boy, just you're in a factory, make this. It's gonna go into a box and ship it off the man you don't know. It's just it's just a mad society.
If I could say as well, so when you got machines, they don't get inspired. As in, what I mean by that is with your hands. And then and then would you call it something in your mind would just be like, yo, let me try to do it this way. And because spirit working with you to just be like, okay, if I do it this more efficient.
Food is the biggest example of that. And everybody knows that grandmother, like my grandmother, man, she cooked with love, man. So whenever you eat, whatever you get that, you taste the love in that, man.
She wanted to taste good for others.
She wanted, you know. So hey, people don't cook with love no more.
They don't cook with love. Man. This is it.
If I go to a restaurant, you can tell if the person is cooking with love or they're just throwing that shit out there. You know what I mean?
They don't care if you enjoy it or not.
Yeah, it's just like it's some carbs. It's like from the Matrix. It's got all the
essential nutrients.
Like McDonald's ain't cooked with love, bro.
Hey, man.
They don't love
buns in
McDonald's, bro. Half of the shit that you go to these places is microwave on the spot for you, man.
Drop the fryer.
And you see it. They don't hide it no more.
You don't proper.
Throw that burger into the microwave.
Drop the fryer down.
I was going on YouTube. You had this guy, some old pizzeria. You see, man, they're like, and it's like, listen, you gotta have this ingredient. And man tried to tell him something like, oh, you do not say, no, man, you can't give people that. You can't give it to people like that.
You know, I get vexed when it's not even stacked proper. You know, like a burger, it's not like inlined and that. It's like, what you do, man? It's all slopside and shit. Now you fucked up, man.
You gotta have love with whatever you do, man. Right. And Esau's taken the love out of everything, and it's very fake now. Everything's fake, and people want to fake the love.
Oh, God. There's a point I want to bring out. Like, if we go back to the time when Moses was being instructed to build the temple, you know, the Most High actually gave certain men some skills, you know. Yeah. And the Most High could actually, like, he could have done everything miraculously, you know, the AI stuff, you know, hey, boom, you know. But the Most High actually gave certain men the skills, you know, and these skills was being passed, you know, and they made everything look good because the spirit of the Most High is just creation, and He has put that spirit also in man. It's part of the bread,
tools,
you know.
Men are like tools, and our hands, even the hands of a man in nature is known to be a very. No other animal has the ability like our hands have. When you study, you know, the way our thumbs and all these things operate, we have the ability to master so many things with your hands. You can grip, you know what I'm saying, your little fingers. There's a lot, man, because we were designed to do things, man, and do it well. All right, and we still got. Let's finish up Exodus 12, and then you got. Did we finish that?
Yeah, I wanted to. Okay,
and then you got the scriptures on the land,
yeah.
And then we're gonna come back into that. We're gonna come back into. Get what you're getting.
No, because you know, you were speaking about the landlords and everything. So I wanted to bring when Jake is gonna come back as the landlord.
Yeah, we're gonna go back into that.
Okay, so let me go back. Let me conclude the Exodus. This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 38. It says, and the mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened.
Right. Now the mixed multitude didn't even get they didn't get okay, and then there was a couple of these people, and the man didn't, they just the mixed multitude. It was just heathens, man. Right now, when the land was divided, they weren't given an inheritance in the land, because that land was only meant to be divided among the seed of Abraham. Now they were there, they were down with us. They were like, yeah, we're down with what you're down with. It doesn't say we captured them.
No.
They willingly said,
came
yo,
in, yeah.
we need to roll with these people. This is a blessed people. You know, they looked up to us. It's just because you want to be cool. There's plenty. Man, they go see Giggs, they go pay to listen to Giggs rap.
Oh man.
It's nothing but Edomites. Going to Wembley, you know what the man do, you know? Hey, Jake ain't buying them tickets.
No.
Oh man.
They want to fit in.
You got the scripture?
Yeah. This is basically a summary of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all.
This is Joshua.
Is it the one where it says that they gave to the large families, they gave larger lands, and to the smaller families? Or is that in
I have got that one here as well.
Okay, yeah. No, get what you're getting and let's get that.
Yeah, it's from Joshua chapter 14, verse 1. And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe, because the other 3 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh were given land on the other side of Jordan.
Yep. So how come they don't mention the mixed multitude? Because they didn't inherit, but they were there. So what would they have become? Servants living on our land. So you could hold that piece there for you and your family, but whose land is it really? And then so that shows you that even in this society, most people they're still living under that system, because that's why you have to pay property tax, because the house that you spend all this money buying on your mortgage, you don't even own the land. You don't have what's known as the alloidial title, which means you own that land and have the right to defend that land by military means, because it belongs to you. You're sovereign on that land. You can look. Can someone Google alloidial? Is it alloidial?
I think
Alloidial title. Yeah. Most titles now fee? What do they call it? Fee something or something like that, right? Yeah.
So that's on.
We never pay no land tax, man.
Okay. So on Wikipedia it says alloidial title constitutes ownership of real property, land, building, and fixtures that is independent of any superior landlord.
Yep.
Alloidial title is related to the concept of land held in alloidium, or land ownership by occupancy and defense of the land.
Right, defense of the land. That's why Imam will have his sword. That you'd have the right to bear arm because you got your land. That's why in the scriptures there's no law about. They don't even mention it. It goes without saying. There's no law about weapons at all. Is there a law about weapons? Ain't no law for weapons or against weapons, because it goes without saying. Yeah, man can have his sword or his axe.
That's a given.
Like, what the hell? Like, because man might want to run up on your property, bro, and then you got to show man what time it is. You got to bury man on that property. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yep.
So that's what we receive. We receive land by entitlement, by inheritance, man. Large land too. More land enough that your children and your children's children and your children can still live in that land, and you can live off that land and live on that land without having to pay rent every month. The only thing we paid in ancient Israel was a levy to the king and a tenth to the priest. That on your increase. So it wasn't no property tax. It was on your productivity. Which is different.
Back in Joshua chapter 14, verse 3, for Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half tribe on the other side of Jordan, but unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them, because they had their cities inside the other tribes, right?
But the Levites never paid rent. So then they would be living on the land, but they never paid rent to live on the land. and they weren't servants either. They were ministering the law among the people.
Verse 4. So for the children of Joseph, for the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. The one you quoted, I think the Numbers.
Yeah.
Well, even like you mentioned, because we even had the high holiday, the Feast of Tabernacles, or Feast of the First Fruits, Slakia.
Yeah.
When you have to give out your produce.
Yeah.
You know, we even have a tribute in Israel for when we make produce, how you're supposed to give that away to the, dedicated to the Lord. Yeah.
And the agriculture is at the core of any kingdom. It's at the core. It's not the only thing that, as we're going to show you, it's not the only thing people did. Obviously, you can't just have food. You need clothes and furniture and all these different things. But it was at the core, and you need land for that.
So this is from Numbers chapter 33. Let's see. I just got the point, yeah. Verse 54. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit.
Yep. So there you go. So landlords, and on them lands, right? They got the lands. You could bring in your servants, and you can have hired servants of Israelites.
Yep.
So you can hire servants and some of that. That's why the Lord gave the parable about when you give the man the for the harvest.
Yeah.
You give the man the pound or whatever for the day of the harvest, and another man might come at the 11th hour, because with harvest was labor intensive. So a lot of times you need to bring in extra manpower to make the harvest, because some harvests need to be done within a certain period of time.
You can make it work.
Or sometimes families will come together and say, listen, we'll help each other and come true and do each other's harvest and things like that. It depends on how they were dealing with the situation, man. All right. But then like I said, they had the mixed multitude there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you conquer the other nations in war, you get servants like that too.
Like employment law, it's different for an Israelite that was in servitude to a heathen that was in servitude. Different laws.
And then your servants multiply like your cattle multiply.
And they're in possession. You whether have children and all that kind of thing, they're yours.
That's how you build a kingdom.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to build a kingdom.
Now I got we mentioned earlier about some tribes specializing in certain occupations. This is the book of First Chronicles. First Chronicles 4 and 21. It says the sons of Shelah, the son of Judah, were the father of Lekah, and Ladar, the father of Mareshah, and the families of the house of them that wrought fine linen of the house of Ashbel. So these men were known for being able to spin that fine linen, that craft, man. And they would have cost, because obviously the specialists, they were the specialists. And then you got another group of men down here. It says these were the potters, and those that dwelt among plants and hedges, and they dwelt with the king for his work. So them man there were doing the pottery, and they specialized in the pottery.
We're gonna need cutlery, pottery, all that stuff in the kingdom. We ain't gonna make it.
So you're gonna have certain men that are dealing with that, and then you're gonna have they would have been doing it, but then have servants as well. So you might be a craftsman, but you need men to, like you're a swordsmith. Then you have servants that blow the coals for you and all them different things.
Esau's taking away all the skill from the earth, man. He's put people out of business.
You just stole the word from me. I was just digging down.
Yeah, he is de-skilling people. He is de-skilling people. He's de-skilling them, dumbing them down, and then replacing them with machines and AIs. And then they own the machine and AI because they're expensive equipment.
They're monopolizing all these things.
You know what I'm saying?
And exactly, this is I was just thinking when you just said it. Esau is dumbing down the people. People are losing their skills. You see, many of these nations, they really have skills, like superior skills. Like the Moabites, they have different kinds of skills. And then the kingdom, all these nations are gonna get their skills back. and they're gonna be needed. Who's gonna build the road with gold? Who's gonna make our buildings with the different layers?
Isaiah
Of,
60.
you know,
artificers.
who's gonna do all that? You know.
The sons of the strangers shall build thy walls.
Yeah. And right now, Esau got everyone fucked up. Like the Floridization, the dumbing down is madness, man. And the kingdom, the people are gonna eat healthy food. They'll be able to think better. They'll be able to be more creative. This is it.
Yeah, man. Vocab, don't worry, you're gonna be there, man.
Yeah, we're not gonna 3D print.
You're gonna get whipped to shit, man. You ain't even gonna be there to work. You're gonna be there to suffer.
He's gonna be happy to serve us as well. He's gonna suffer, but he's gonna be happy to suffer.
Vocab, he can't be happy, bro. He did something wrong. He's happy.
Man's there to suffer. That's his work.
Man, that man is just speaking of Vocab, man, is just desperate, man. Even Haladas in Italy, this is how desperate he is. Who was doing a live and it was, hey,
Where you at? Can I come
all around
down?
the place, man.
Because he's not only he's getting his fame and making his money off us, because when he makes his when he makes videos on other people, no one ain't trying to say we're the hot thing. So he's getting his views of us, man. Right?
He was making mockery. He's even dressed up like a Palestinian. You see those pictures?
He's a demon.
He's a
man.
demon, bro. He's gonna get fucked up.
And he has to resort to mockery. That's why he did all that private eye and all that stuff he
Yeah,
was doing.
private eye,
You know why you're resorting to mockery? Because you can't resort to these scriptures. Because we've already defeated you in the scriptures.
Many times over.
Like you have ethnic. Shut up, man. There's only ethnic Israelites. You moron.
I think.
Oh, now they're coming up with what's the new stuff now?
Spiritual Israel.
Always spiritual Israel.
That's not being.
Oh,
a
now
spiritual
they
woman.
come up with the book of Esther. When it says
8 and 17.
They got scared and they converted. They became Jews, man. You just need to go to the root word. Anyone can convert into a culture.
Laws and stuff. Of course.
Israelites actually became Greeks.
But does that mean that you now have?
But that's how they're going to be in the kingdom. They're going to throw out rules and laws and stuff.
But you know what?
They're not going to be Israelites.
If what he's saying is true, then you should be go into the scriptures and show where an actual heathen from the other nation had inheritance in the land. But that's never happened. In fact, it's so strict in the scriptures that it tells you that if the woman, if a man's only had daughters, she would have to marry from within the tribe. Now, how come she couldn't say if she was a Judite, marry a Benjamite, and he just became a spiritual Judite? Hey, I like Judah, hey, I'm with a Judite woman. I might as well just be Judah.
Because the son's going to be a Benjamite, which obviously shows another thing.
Because you can't change what you are, man. What you're born. It doesn't work like that. That's like a man saying that he's now a woman. Do you realize that's the same? It's the same logic. Oh, I'm a woman because I wear makeup and I feel like a woman and I talk like a woman. And if I chop my penis, no, but you're not a woman. It doesn't matter what you do. You might look like a woman. You might behave like a woman, but you're not a woman. When your ass die and they dig your bones, some archaeologists dig up your bones. They say, look, there's a man there,
man. Just like taking an orange, and putting it in the fields of an apple, doesn't make the orange an apple, man. Even if it grows with the apple.
Paint it red and make it look like a
hanging out of the apple.
Bro, it don't make no sense what you're saying.
I don't like oranges, so I'm gonna hang with the apple.
So you believe they just transformed into Jews, like in blinking of an eye?
No, that's Esau's logic. That's Esau's logic, Esau actually.
You know what that is? That's desperation.
Esau's logic. Esau is just trying to be the magician of the moment, trying to make people look like what they're not or everything, It
wouldn't even matter if they was, they circumcised themselves. The covenant is not with them.
No,
the covenant was never made with them. It doesn't matter if they would circumcise themselves or anything like that.
The covenant, just like the land, because the land was part of the covenant, goes from father to son. It don't go by your political ideologies and what you believe. It's based upon father to son.
Look at the situation with Dinah. She got raped by the Hamite, and then he wanted to get into the inheritance. He wanted to marry her, and the brothers was like, "Fuck that, but if your foreskin."
Dinah is actually a perfect example because where's the tribe of Dinah?
But those Hamites, whatever, he wanted to marry into the family, and the brothers was not having it. It was like, "No, we're gonna slaughter you, man." They never got no inheritance.
And I want to say something real quick. Like going back again a step to the mixed multitude that followed the Israelites out of Egypt. Most definitely, they followed Israelites out of Egypt because they embraced the Israelite culture. They embraced the Israelite God and all that. But that doesn't make them Israelites, you know. They just started following us because they just liked us.
Well, they recognize that these are the Lord's people. They just got fucked up.
And really, you know, growing up,
Just
you'd
like
see
them man was scared back in
Yeah, because
Esther.
Egypt, remember, Egypt was a metropolis. So you would have had people from other nations that were dwelling in Egypt, and they see what happened. They're thinking, raw, like, we ain't going to stay here with you. You know what I mean? We ain't going to stay here with
They're
you.
gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again.
The guards for Pharaoh were saying like, "Yo, how do you not already see like Egypt's fallen?" Right? So why would it?
And they're gonna do it again.
Pharaoh
Because what
didn't
was it Saint
return.
Isaiah? They're gonna do it again because what is it Saint Isaiah 2? Let us go up to the mountain of of God, Jacob, and we're gonna follow
learn
his
his ways.
people and follow his laws. So they're gonna follow us again.
That's right.
Well, Isaiah 45 is surely God is in thee, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
They
going to
got
have
choice.
to.
They have no
They
choice.
don't become us. You know, they don't become part of us. They're going to learn from us as heathens. You know,
Yeah.
because
separate still.
the laws are perfect. Actually, you have laws on everything. You know, the laws is just like the manual to the earth. You know, it's just like
Can we
you
get
buy.
the law
Manual of life.
You
The
buy the
human
manual of
servant,
life.
the
You know,
path
you buy like
life,
a computer or
the
whatever,
life.
and you read the manuals. It tells you treat the computer like this, and you treat it like this, and you treat it like that. You know. Now look, we're not making use of the manual of the earth, which is the laws. Actually, look how messed up everything is. So in the kingdom, the other nations are all they all need to learn the laws. You know, so they can know how to treat the land. You know, treat everything. You know, right.
It says it in Romans, man. Earnest expectation of the creature,
God.
waiting for the manifestation of the
Manifestation
Son
of
of
the
God.
Son of
Because they're waiting for us to rule anyway. They're waiting for us to get back in that righteous seat, so they can follow our laws in
And according to the law, when we put a heathen into slavery, they're bound to us for life and their
Forever,
children forever. Only if we release them from that can they be released. We have no, and if the very fact there's a difference between how you treat a Hebrew servant and a servant of the other nations shows you that the Lord is impartial. He doesn't believe in equality. The law itself doesn't. That's why you can feed some animal that dieth of itself. You can feed it to a heathen, but you can't feed it to an Israelite because we're like a different citizen, man. And that's in the scriptures.
And the Most High actually created Esau different from Jacob, and it's written that one is going to be stronger than the other. The Most High didn't create all people who are the same, you know.
Hey, we're not equal. And they have a problem with that because Esau, the most prejudiced person on the planet, wants everything to be equal. But you don't want things to be equal. You're the most prejudiced and discriminatory person that's ever lived on the earth. Other people kind of just enslave people. You went too far. You said we were monkeys. You said we were subhuman. You made a whole scientific.
We don't feel pain.
Man sitting there, Esau legit sitting there.
Like, look, the skull.
You know,
if you go to
measuring skulls.
Yeah,
Man's got like a library full of books about how we're subhuman. Like, come on, fam.
like 100 years ago as well. I'm like, bro, like you guys are trying to mix it up, man.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5. Here also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And Esau does this, you know, when he brings all people together. He's trying to bring everyone under his umbrella, you know, under his own worship, that vibration. That's why he has the United Nations and all that, you know, bringing all these nations, you know, all together. That's what Esau wants to do. He wants to bring everyone together, you know, that universalism or something, you know, and make you worship his God. You know?
And he don't respect his own. At the end of the day, when you're a ruler, you have to, at some point, respect your own laws. So it's like, when we come out of Egypt, if you look at what we did, we only took what land belonged to us. We didn't say, oh, Ammon, we're going to take piece of your land. We put them on the tribute. We never took their land. There's a difference. We put the other nations on the tribute, but we didn't remove the landmarks. Esau's a demon. He will take your land and make it his. You're not supposed to do that because you have a law to live by. Remove not thy neighbor's landmark. You're not supposed to take someone else's inheritance because even the scripture tells you the Lord gave an inheritance after these other nations. Now, what's Esau's new world order all about? taking away the inheritance of all the
You
people.
will own nothing.
You will own nothing, and then he just has everything.
They're greedy.
That's wicked,
Bring out
man.
your face.
That's a demonic spirit, man. Like, what are you doing, man? But this is the same guy talking about love, love and equality and all this. Bro, you're putting the people in slavery.
Mm.
The worst slavery. You don't want them to have nothing. Did we have Isaiah 60?
Isaiah 60, yeah.
and
Isaiah
then-
60, okay.
But then there's, I know you got science, so bring whatever you got.
No, I got Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60, just to the point, yeah. Isaiah 60 and 10, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
The kings are going to minister unto them because even when we let these nations, some of them, not all of them, some heathens are going to live with us forever, because it's not like they're going to be there in the land and then we're just gonna let all of them go back to their lands and they serve us via satellite uplink.
Yeah, email.
No, some of them are gonna have to go, but then
Smart
some of them are gonna stay
They're going to be perpetual slaves.
because they're gonna have your house. Your house. I was gonna say house, Negro. But guess what? They're gonna want to stay because that's got a highly privileged situation. So some of them are gonna actually stay in our land because we're gonna need,
But they're kings that they're getting.
But they're gonna also have the ones that are gonna get to go back into the land of Moab, and have and it's gonna be set up the way we know it's supposed to be. They're gonna have sanctuary cities in their land. The land is gonna divide it, and their laws of inheritance are gonna be our laws of inheritance. Do you know what I'm saying? Of how things work, yeah. But it says they're gonna serve us, meaning they're gonna have a king, right? But that king is gonna be subject unto King David. And if David needs certain things, you put in the order like Amazon, and it's gonna come like Prime, just like how Solomon was doing it. Yo, dog, I'm building a palace. I need such and such amount of wood from your land. All right, boss. Yeah, straight away. Yeah, man said, and guess what? We might need a few extra men to come over for a year or two to get the job done. Yeah, man. Then the king will go to all of his different tribes. Every man have to give over, 50 men to go over there and do the job and then come back. That's how things are done in order.
Yeah.
So the kings are gonna minister unto us, man.
It took 3 years for them Hamites to go to the land of Ashereth just to get wood and exotic
Solomon
animals.
had the navy.
He had to traveling for 3 years just to bring back resources to his kingdom. So they're gonna be there, man. They ain't
Hey,
going
can I say something real quick? Because there is what I personally noticed, and really majority of people that live in Nigeria, for example, they can bear witness to this, because in down in Nigeria you have this different tribes, and there is this particular tribe that they're majorly Hamites. They have a different spirit and everything, and these people naturally they just want to be of help to Jake. Like they just naturally, like if you go to Nigeria, for example, people that are doing like the gate watch, the cleaners and all that, it's this people, and they just want to be around Jake. Like they just love Jake's vibe. They want to help Jake. And they're happy with the jobs they do.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
There's
nothing wrong with that. They're gonna get the square meals. They get the square meals and all them things there.
God,
Yeah, but these men,
Yeah,
they're gonna suffer and we're gonna punish them. Yeah, but overall, they're gonna be dealt with all right. Yeah, but Vocab Malone acting like Esau's done any better than what we're saying. Esau's done nothing but punish and torture the people of Earth perpetually, and he don't even want to ease off the thing.
Yeah.
He's keeping.
He's looking for a new
He's going more hard on the people, man. He's a demon.
Yeah.
Then they hit with a
Man, talking about the
continuous
third world, and they be on Twitter laughing, in the third world, and now they say if you import the third world, the third world is the third world because of you.
Yeah.
You created that mess.
Yeah.
That used to be the
Bro,
first one.
that used to be, yeah.
It used to be the first one.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was the most prominent places on the earth. They talk about what is it, the wonders of the world.
Yeah.
It's all in the ancient world.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because that's where everything was built up.
Yeah.
And what they rape, rob, pillage.
It says it says that you hit them with a continuous
Stroke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Esau don't love the people, man. So
And then when you then go into their own outside their major cities, bro, it'll be
Same
looking like the
Yeah,
third
but
world.
what- yeah.
same
I remember the Apostle Tahar did the video. He was driving a couple of months ago. He was driving. At first, I thought that was like some hurricane hit place, man. I was like, "Right, is that America?" Yeah.
It's called out of sight, out of mind. The outs, you know, they don't really give a damn.
It's part of the witchcraft, though.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, you know, you got that saying that them Afrocentric guys say, "Oh, the Africa they don't show you." Well, there's a whole Britain they don't show you. There's whole America they don't show you. So then people, and when they do show you, it's either where Jake lived, or they'll make it seem like some kind of low life council state. It's just this one place.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, this country's through, man.
The
America's through.
prominent parts of England are very small.
Yeah.
Very small parts of England are
It's
prominent.
getting smaller, and it's getting the parts where it's getting smaller and smaller. Man. Look up north, man.
Yeah.
They down all the way back. That's why them man are trying to kill every foreigner.
Yeah.
Them man are,
That's why they was protesting, isn't
them man are on Twitter hurt, bro.
That's
Yeah.
why they was protesting, man.
They ain't got no jobs up there. They just messed up, man.
Hurt.
Bro, I remember watching.
They see Raheem Sterling and they just
Trying to get mad.
Bro, it's like they were doing documentaries, and it was like one guy was taking like a train for an hour to work at Tesco 16 hours a week. I was like, bro, like, and he was like, yeah, that's the only job I could get. I was
Oh,
like, bro,
man.
these men are done, man.
down bad. And damn.
Yeah. Well, are you done with the precept?
There's a bit more. It says,
60.
and their kings shall minister unto thee, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Right, so part of the mercy that we're going to receive is having rulership over these other nations, right? And Volcom Malone and them, they want to make us look like we're crazy and we're evil for saying these things, but it's actually in the scriptures. Part of the mercy is us going back into a royal statehood, going back into the way of being a landlord, right? And we're going to have servants, and we're going to have these other nations, and they're going to be coming in supplication and ministering unto us, man. All right?
And this is the book of Isaiah 14, and I start from 1. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right, the stranger that's going to be joined with them is talking about the Israelite foreigners. It's foreshadowing because Israel was going to be scattered among the nations.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
That's talking about the other nations. They're going to be servants and handmaids, employees.
Don't possess them.
They're going to possess. They're going to be property, man.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
We're going to rule over our oppressors, man. And you can't deny that you Edomites are our oppressors, man. So you definitely going to be ruled over. That is undeniable that you have oppressed the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. Even if you want to go into the Americas, because a lot of men are ignorant to the way the Americas work. So they think, oh, well, you know, well, the Mexicans have their own country. No, they don't. The people who own and control Mexico are the Spaniards. Oh, but what about the Brazilians? No. The people that own and control Brazil are Portuguese and Germans, Amish, yeah, mainly foreigners that have come into Brazil, right? And all you got to do is type in the top 10 richest families in Brazil. None of them are natives.
Look at Argentina.
Yeah.
It's
Argentina.
Italia. That's the elites of Italy.
The worst one is
Amalek.
Uruguay. I think Uruguay is
Yeah, I think
almost
Uruguay,
90% straight up Edomite.
Edomites,
Yeah, so
Oh,
we might have to
look at
check
all-
Suarez's lineage. Yeah, he was moving hella racist, but that's why he was moving racist the way he was, because they're Uruguay. They're not it's known for being super racist because it's basically a straight up European colony in the middle of South America, man. So you don't want to be a Jacob being in Uruguay and them, man. It's peak for you.
And these Christians are actually out of their goddamn mind, because
That's right.
if they really believe in the Bible, the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, actually gives you a chronology of all the rulerships that's gonna rule on the earth. You know, when the so-called Babylonians were ruling, you know, we were slaves in their kingdom. You know, when the Greeks were ruling, we were slaves in their kingdom. You know, everyone had his own rulership. You know, they had their own. When the Romans were ruling, we were slaves. You know, Jakes was building the roads and all that. Now, how come the kingdom of heaven that's gonna be established, then everyone is gonna be equal? We're all gonna, you know.
And just to show you, the Persians had a different spirit to Esau. The Persians, like when you go into the history of the Persian Empire, right? they were known for basically trying to incorporate people into their empire rather than brutalize. Like, yeah, they went to war and all that stuff, but they were known that they didn't really want to mass enslave and brute, because they knew, okay, that was just going to end up being in rebellion. So the way they tried to operate was a little bit more nice. Esau, Esau, man, the Romans,
He said he's got that blessing.
Still
We have
that
to do.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
you-
he said.
to bow, yeah. But the Romans, Esau's, he's a different type of beast,
But that's
man.
why it speaks about his perpetual hatred. He's just full of hate towards us, man, because hey, you know, his brother got the blessing above him, you know.
So add to what you were saying about the Persians, you know, they had like the Medes and the Persians, which were two people that came together and had a rulership. And this goes back to the prophecy in the book of Daniel. Oh no, in the book of Genesis, I think the 9th chapter, you know, where he speaks. No, the 3rd chapter where he speaks about Noah telling giving the blessing to Shem that he's going to dwell in the tent of Japheth. You know, the Japhites are the Japhites were I think was the Persian. No, not the Persian. It was the Medes were the Persians. Okay, can't. The Medes were the Persians. The Medes were
Japhet.
The Medes were the Japhites, and the Persians were the Elamites. You know, so just to, you know, they had like this rulership, which was kind of like friendly, kind of rulership.
Yep.
And Esau actually came. That's why if you read the book of First Maccabees, the 1st chapter, it tells you, and many wickedness was multiplied.
Multiplied in the earth under
You know?
Esau, man. That's remarkable.
They started doing all different kinds of wickedness, you know, weird
Bro,
stuff.
You need to sit down.
No, it's got a cramp in it.
Yeah, 100%. What was it? You finished on Isaiah 60 or still there?
Yeah. Look at,
what was you
I was
reading?
I was
14.
reading Isaiah
14.
14.
Yeah, 14,
Let me
sorry.
finish it.
Yeah.
So as I was reading the book of Isaiah chapter 14, I'll read from verse 2 again, and the point is in verse 3 anyway. It says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaid, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors."
Rule over their oppressors. And then that also leads into Revelations
3.
3, which Vocab trying, it ain't talking about that. What's he talking about then, Vocab?
But then it also fulfills a promise that was made in Genesis 27. 25.
Yeah, I was going to get that as
Yeah.
well.
You know, because that fulfillment and promise that hasn't been fulfilled yet. You know, and so that when we've suffered, once we've gone through the blessings and the curses, it's about, then we're going to be blessed above all nations that we're supposed to be.
But it's convenient that, it ain't talking about that. But what is it talking about then, Vocab? Break it down.
It's not a lineage, not a
But he gonna try and just make something up out of the blue because he just don't want to face the truth. He said, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. There is the patience and faith of the saint." So if you're a saint, that's supposed to be one of the things that you're looking forward to, because it says it's your patience and your faith. Meaning, faith is the substance of things unseen. It's something you're looking forward to happen. But I thought the bad guys were just gonna go to hell. That's what I thought. That's what Christianity. If you're bad, you go to hell. Now, according to that, you go into slavery. Yeah.
And it goes on and it says, "And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." And this goes back to what we were speaking about at the beginning, you know, Jake not being able to get to the end of the month, you know, paying all different kinds of bills, you know, you can't even afford good housing and all that because Esau owns all.
Yeah, that's right.
I got precepts.
Yeah.
James 2:13. "For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and
Yeah.
mercy."
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say something.
No,
I was
just
ad-libbing,
gonna
like,
finish- I was gonna finish the rest of the big event. But no, that's Esau's MO. He's notoriously known for having no mercy. That's why all the other nation, all the different heathen as well, they're aware. That's how this man gets down. That's why it's like you go back to historically how he dealt with all these nations. They might have made some form of agreement or some kind of deal, but then, you know, through the process of time, he just has everything work in his favor. Yeah, he just has everything work in his favor, and that's really how he gets down. He's not one that's built for mercy, man. He's built for that ruthless wrath. Yeah, right.
That's a wrathful, right?
Yeah, ruthless. Yeah, they try and make it look like, oh, the Civil War was about freeing the slaves. That's a damn lie,
No
man.
way in hell,
This
bro.
will never give a damn about freeing those slaves, man.
Some white people dying.
That's some bullshit, man. Esau don't give a damn, and that's why we're not really gonna care, man. We don't care, and that's another thing. Don't let Esau try come with some next moral high ground. Oh, these Hebrew Israelites, they want to put people in slavery, bro. Fuck you, man. Yes, yeah, 100%. We want to put you in slavery. I want to tell you what to do. Yeah, and I don't. And guess what? I don't have a conscience about that. Man will gladly put you and your children, little Becky, yeah, and little Timmy. They're gonna be in slavery too. And I'm going to be telling them little bastards what to do. And guess what? I'm going to sleep good. This brother's going to sleep good. Guess what? Worse than that, we're going to laugh about it. We actually going to sit there. Brothers is going to be like, yeah, look at that. Oh, no. Look at this. That's how we going to be. We ain't going to be like, oh, man, you know, I feel bad telling man what to do. Feel bad? No, we're going to feel good. It's going to be therapeutic. Putting you Edomites in slavery and pain. Payback is therapeutic. Yeah. Justice is therapeutic, man. Because we've been suffering and have been get gaslighted by you Edomites. We got to thank you. You Edomites think that we should be thanking you. We should be like, oh, thank you, Esau, because you know, eyes can speak English now, and eyes have a mobile phone. It's a good thing that you took me out of the tree and put me in slave. You know what I mean? That's how they act. Like we're supposed to praise them or something and thank you. And then on top of that,
They were savages.
well, you know, but we ended slavery in the world. That's what these British
Rees Mogg.
we ended slavery. So what? Now you're supposed to thank you or some shit, man? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Just gaslighting. No, man. We ain't playing them games. You are going into slavery because the scriptures say, and we're gonna enjoy it from the very first moment that we get power over you like that. We might even go over the top with it, man. It's like, fuck it, this is amazing.
Can I go something quick, please, sir?
The scripture on that, man.
Sirach 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
And even the scripture that says, render unto them double. So that's what you say. That's what we're gonna do, because we're gonna all the trauma, the gaslighting that we're still under. You know, we're gonna get the pleasure of justice, because that's justice. What we're teaching is actually justice. Y'all don't teach justice. We teach justice through the scriptures, man. You know what I mean? He that lead into captivity shall go into captivity, and amongst many other scriptures, James and stuff. So it's just the righteous process. That's exactly what it is. You devils, you're still polluting the earth, rape, robbing, slandering, doing all sorts of fucked up shit. You know, but that has to come to an end by the Most High. Yehovah Shem Yahushai.
And that's why the scripture always speaks about the vengers or the revenge. What we revenging? The things you've done unto us, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the Most High is going to give us the power to get that vengeance upon you.
Yeah, and they act like we don't deserve. We don't deserve any revenge.
Like we're evil.
What the fuck, man? Come on, man.
That's our vocab alone. He tries to paint us like we're evil.
Yeah.
But then he ain't painting when what happened supposedly happened on October the 7th happened. He's praising them, man, like, yeah, they have to defend themselves. They have to, so it's okay for them to get their get back. And their get back is a different type of. I thought Benjamin was bad. These man get back is crazy.
And so next country's getting involved, like it's
like their get back is like, you know, they're not even saying one for life. They're saying blood, like everything. Like dog, cat, puss. Man's in there with his family and blow up the whole house, fuck it, kill everyone. Collateral damage all over the place. And vocab don't have a problem with that. But then with us, we got to be held to this next standard of, like, you know, you shouldn't be talking about people.
You don't feel bad.
Yeah.
But he wants us to feel bad.
Yo, listen, we ain't.
That's oppression within itself.
That's, yeah, it is. It is.
That is actually oppression.
Yeah.
So they're allowed to, you know, be like
Kill Bin Laden.
But
There's a word
you
for
got to be
that.
castrated.
They've
You gotta,
got like some immunity in that.
Mm.
I don't know if we could use a diplomatic immunity or whatever. I don't know if we can use that.
Yeah,
word.
they got
So
impunity.
they've got impunity, diplomatic. They've got all of that. So when it comes to them, they can just ride out. But then you're a Jake. You ain't allowed to do nothing. And as soon as you do, sit down, boy. I mean, what are you? How
You're not
dare
even
you?
allowed to
That's
talk about
slavery.
it. You
Right.
can't even say that. Yeah, I desire that
you
to happen.
can't do that.
You
Yeah,
can't even talk about
Right.
it. Otherwise, you're gonna burn in hell. But these men can do it
Yeah.
repeatedly throughout history, repeatedly right now, and it's like
that's crazy.
forget about it. No, man. So that Jake and they try and make Jake get some kind of guilty conscience that that's bad. You shouldn't hate someone, and they make it look like it's because they're white. No, it's not. We're not saying that you're going into slavery because you just happen to have no melanin in your skin. You're going into slavery because you're the Edomites, and as a nation of people, you have violated against the children of Israel. No different than how the Egyptians violated Israel and they were punished. Isn't that in the scriptures?
Right.
They were punished as a nation. So why can't you be punished as a nation?
And that's why, like you say, vocab and them, they don't want us to be the Israelites. They try and everything because the false, the small acts came with that kind of logic. They went, Gaza and them, they're Edomites. They said some shit.
Amalek, yeah.
Right, so they came with that. So it's all right, but that's why they don't want us to be the Israelites, because according to the scriptures, the Israelites will be ruling and they will be judging the nations. It's as simple as that. So they just want us to still be. That's how you know. Fuck you niggas, man. I'm talking about all of you, your vocab, you niggas, because you guys, you individuals, want us to be slaves. You don't want us to be the sons of Jacob, risen up. You just want us to be fucking slaves.
And it's gonna get nasty too.
Mm-hmm.
But people are gonna be getting not now, not in this, but when we got to that side, people are gonna be getting executed and chopped to pieces, and the nastiness that happens now on earth. You see how the cartels line up man and execute them on video. Because David did it. David and them man were executed. Yeah, I'm just saying. We can't hide from the fact here that when the kingdom of covenant happens, there's going to be nastiness. There's going to be nastiness.
This is real life.
Yeah, it's real life.
Starting from Yahweh Shai, he said his garment is all going to be deep
in blood,
man.
There's going to be and they want to avoid. They don't want us to speak about. We're men. Men have to speak about both sides of. We can't just only speak about nice things. They're trying to sanitize us like we're children. We're not children.
We've got to deal with reality, man.
We've got to deal with reality. The reality is in the kingdom of heaven, there's going to be Edomites that's going to get lined up, and man are just going to have some Hamite there and say, you know what, fuck it, yo, dust them man right there. They're just going to get their throat cut and bleed out on the floor. And then we're going to go drink your yarn. You know what I'm saying? And have some shawarma or whatever it is. And we ain't going to feel no way about it.
When Esau was in power, he did the same thing. He's got the postcards of them just, eating dinner. Little Timmy and Becky there with their juice. And then what? They were enjoying it as well.
They sold a boy for a halot. They sold a
Girl for wine.
Go for wine.
I got.
Do you want to read this story quickly? It's Psalms 49, verse 25. But thus saith the Lord Yahweh, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contendeth with thee. I will save thy children. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
That's right. I mean, even you go into when we went into the land of Canaan, bare nastiness. The land of Canaan was that the Lord told us. The people don't even realize, man. Bro,
all of them.
That was that was badness.
Went down.
And then there was a point when we got them kings. Was it the kings of AI? And man,
some of them got hung.
bro, man, put the foot. Man said, "Come on, put your foot on their necks, fam." Man was resting.
Right, the Most High, he said, don't even get with them and marry them, nothing, just take them out.
Take them
That was a
out.
command, just wipe the motherfuckers out. And they got Israelites got judged, certain Israelites for not doing it.
They said don't be no legal with them or nothing, man.
Yeah, that means no negotiation.
So when the Most High makes a and you know what, that's how you know when this goes down, the Lord's going to give us like the angels. They'll know who's of the elect and who's not of the elect. So that's the covering. You got it in Revelation 14. So when this goes down, a lot of people are gonna get taken out. And if you have the elect, you're gonna have a hedge about you, a glow about you, a certain something, so you get saved, so you get protected. Because there are a lot of people, they're gonna get wiped out. That's just the bottom line.
Yes.
A lot of people on planet Earth right now are going to be fucking judged, and that's what we're telling you, man. This is serious business.
Yeah, the alarm's going off.
Yeah.
The alarm.
I got a quick one here, Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
That's right.
And Yahweh Shai, people are gonna have to bow down to the Lord. And a lot of people, some people ain't, just like they're not listening now. A lot of people, they still ain't gonna get with it.
Won't be a choice then.
Right, they're gonna get took out. And even if you fake the funk, look, we're gonna know. Oh yeah, I'm down with this. You're gonna know you're not.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get that as well. You're gonna get fakers of the funk. You're gonna get people that ain't real about it. Right? Yeah, you know, I'm down with that. I was down with it. And you know, you know what I'm saying? Empty words, man. BS.
Stop this man's face for a picture.
That's how it's gonna be, man. I got a precept here.
And that's there's a scripture on that says that they should call on the name of the Lord. Want deceitful ones, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Do it to work with the Lord
Deceitfully.
deceitfully. Yeah.
So you're gonna have people like that as well. Oh yeah, look, man, I was down, but you know, really, they know it was a demon deep down.
Sold out.
Sold out and all that.
Yeah. I got this Psalms 149 and 6. In fact, you know, let me start from 1. But this is how we're gonna be happy, man. We're not gonna be sad when we put you Edomites down, man. We're not gonna be like, oh, brother Esau. No, we're actually gonna be celebrating, like say, man won the World Cup or something.
The scripture says one of the beautiful things, you know, just
Yeah, the brother just read it. To any fall of your enemy.
See the fall of your enemy.
Yeah, obviously. It says, look, praise you the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song. So we're going to be making up songs and all that.
That's it.
And his praise in the congregation of the saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him, and let the children of Zion be joyful in their king.
Ballads and all that.
Well, we're going to be joyful. We're going to be happy. While you guys are mourning and crying and putting ashes on your head and thinking about your life.
Renting clothes.
Renting your garments and thinking, how did I get here?
Sorry, just one quick thing. Because when the Israelites came out of Egypt, right, and we started taking down these different Canaanites, right? Did they feel bad for doing that? Because these Canaanites hadn't fucked with them yet. You know, they ain't done nothing. The Lord told them to go out and do that anyway. Would they feel bad about it? No, the Lord said, look, man, this is yours, man. Take it. It's yours.
Take it. It's yours.
I have a precept to just
the world out the streets out there belong to you now.
Take it. We're gonna kill the crow.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh shit, that's crazy. I've not thought of that.
Can I quick precept?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's the book of Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
Yeah, so we're not going to feel bad about it. We're going to be happy.
It says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Now, Vocab tried to demonize us for this scripture. Oh, they're talking about, but Vocab, how can you demonize us for reading what's in the scriptures?
Or something that you've done.
But
That's how you know.
This is a scripture.
That's how you know he's an agent.
We didn't say, I'm going to be happy. No, we're read it in the scripture. The scripture says, happy shall you be. So it's the scripture saying it. So it's the Lord saying it. So how can you demonize me for what the Lord said?
That's not what it means.
I mean, how did you know? Or maybe it's a spiritual baby. Ethnic baby? You got a spiritual baby. Oh, how can you demonize us for that? Spiritual baby.
No,
That's insane.
Oh,
That's
man.
like demonizing what's his name? Saul for wiping out the Amalekites. How can you demonize him when the scriptures when the Lord told him to do it? So basically you're really demonizing the Lord.
I got the scripture right on that. This is Psalm 58 and 3. This is why we say that Vocab Malone is a fucking Edomite, right? German whisker boy. You know, not whiskey, but whiskers. I mean, he's got the what's that dude in English prison, man? He's got that.
Oh, you're talking about Brunson?
He's got that Branson cut, man. You know, he's got the Branson whiskers, right? Agent Wisehound or whatever. Psalm 68 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. So, you know, at the end of the day, when we bring out the scriptures, they ain't listening. Like, they're not listening to what the scriptures is actually saying. They're coming with other stuff, alternative stuff. The Romans really is an agent, man. He's coming with the system. Oh, you said that, but that doesn't really fit with the narrative. Right, the system.
So made up word that he made up.
Right.
The eschatological, but
yes, even
even bringing those scriptures though.
Yeah. You're
not bringing those scriptures. We could back up everything we say. That's why the apostles have always taught us this. Everything you say, you got to back it up with the scriptures. So when we say that you're going into slavery, it's not like we can't draw for like 50 scriptures on it. There's a scripture for that. There's a scripture for that.
Yeah.
But then you're ignoring the scripture for that. Right, and then just trying to demonize us to make us look bad in your modern day world. And of course, we're gonna any person that's coming up against. Look, the reason you get most of these gangmans running around here, they're the number one man to demonize the police because the police arrest them for like selling crack and put them in jail. That's why they got a big problem. That's the main reason they got a big problem. Anyone that's when someone's spoiling your party. You're always, any criminal you can find, will always be against the person that's bringing them to justice. So we're not worried about that. Of course you're going to bawl and cry. Oh, well, you know, bro.
And Salakia, for me.
Yeah.
You know, we were speaking about judgment. You know, this is one thing. You know, the Christians, they always speak about judgment. What's the concept of judgment? You know, they don't know. They skip it. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3. I start from verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." So someone needs to play this part of these nations, and someone also needs to play the part of Israel. Who is Israel and who are these nations? Now let's keep going. Say, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink."
Now them JOOs, they have never been in chattel slavery. They're the ones that was running chattel slavery.
Yeah, it was.
No one wanted cars. They first of all,
they run the shit.
They run the shit. They were running the banks.
England talking all this shit, but we stopped. Y'all started it. How about that? Let's say y'all were running the shit. You got all this shit, all the ports. You were shipping all the ships. You know, it was all funded. You was funding the shit. What are you talking about?
They funded Hitler.
That's ridiculous. That's like you go in someone's house, you cut their throat, or you pay the dude to kill the person, and you go. And then when it comes time, like, then you say, oh, you know what? There's more killers. You stop the killers from killing the rest of your family. Go, look, man. Yeah, I stopped it. I left two people alive. Come on, man.
I didn't kill the dog. I didn't kill the dog.
Thank you. Y'all serious, man. This is,
Oh,
come on,
man.
Come on, man.
Can't just make it,
It's crazy, man. It's Satan. This is fucking demons. Y'all, these are demons, and this is why we're demon slayers. That's the new demon slayers through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because y'all are demons. All of you people, man, the British, the Americans, y'all are demons. You're fucking devils, man. Okay.
And even that
That's
down
exactly
to
what you are.
the East India Company, the more they bring out about the East India Company,
Oh,
everyone's
man.
realizing how wicked they were.
Yeah.
All the wickedness that they were doing in the earth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East India Company, yeah.
bring out some points.
Which one was it?
Oh yeah, because it said that Israel was scattered, and then the land was parted among themselves. But that's what's happened down there in the state of Israel. These men have parted our land in between themselves, man, and they're struggling. That land, they're only a couple little. I checked the population, but I swear, what's the population of the state of Israel? 'Cause I swear London's bigger than that.
It probably
is. Yeah, hold on. Because Israel's supposed to be
Get
at the
too
side of the
much,
sea,
like
yeah?
strike, man. That's like, it's a get them too much. You might get
Yeah,
strike.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Alright, let me
so-
just
They're
so-
getting
finish.
exposed. What was it?
9.7 million.
Right, so there's 9.7 million, and all of that ain't even so-called JOO. You still got Arabs on there. So there's actually more people in the city of London than there is in the state of Israel. Them man are what?
What's London right now? Is that like
11 or something? What's the London?
it's increased? Then it was 8, but that
Okay,
was
so
years
they
ago.
said
So it's gonna
14.9 million.
In London.
Is that
Yeah.
Wow.
just London or even
The wider metropolitan area.
Oh, so it must be
Right,
M25
Greater
then.
London
I know that.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
it. Greater London will be Dagenham and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
areas.
a bit of Essex in it.
Yeah, I think a bit of Essex, but like. not
But
much.
still,
Lizzie
yeah,
line.
no, it's bigger. It's bigger. Yeah.
the state of Israel is supposed to be a whole country,
Be like-
and there's more people in London. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
pretty much London. Yeah, because it's not even going to Southend and
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that shows you that these man, what they're dealing with is not the real thing. Because the Israel's supposed to be as the sand of the sea,
Mm.
Yeah.
but there's barely any of them, and there's even going to be less because they're getting killed out.
Yeah.
That's why they're spazzing out right now. Carnally, you know, which
No
the
wonder.
scriptures never said that that's what was going to be happening. The scripture says the Lord's going to deliver the Israelites and bring them back to the land.
Yep.
Through deliverance. Didn't say they was going to in Babylon be spazzing out carnally and being like, you know, starting World War III.
Being hella annoying about Arabs.
Mm.
Right.
Babylon the Great's going to be, funding you, providing you
Yeah.
with weapons. Like, what's going on?
Can I finish this, Prince of Fair? Right, it says Psalm 149:3. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. The Lord's gonna be pleasured by our exaltation and our victory. The
Mm.
Lord himself is gonna be happy, like, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a happy ending to his movie.
That's it.
He will beautify the meek with salvation, which that shows you the meek is Israel. The meek is Israel. It's another way of saying the Israel or the elect. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. And you know you're happy when you're sitting in bed and you sing.
Mm.
Usually, if you're depressed and you're in bed all crying,
Yeah.
you know you're happy, but you're just like, yo,
Yeah.
life is good. Yeah. It says, let the higher praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Oh, there's the nastiness.
Mm.
Because a sword is a nasty instrument. That's not what you use a sword for, to inflict damage. Not soft down. You can't hit someone with a sword and it's cool. It's like, bro, like you ain't gonna hit your brother with this. You know what I mean? Like you got a child, you just hit him with a sword. you don't generally hit. The swords is not for like in a plating.
I was watching some videos. You see some niggas here in London, be moving around with this.
Yeah, big Rambo. Yeah, the
And
Rambo.
once you see that stuff, it's scary as fuck. Like
Yeah.
now, imagine a sword with double edge.
Bro, that's not for joking around. That's not for playing with people, man. That, you know, feather duster, bro. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You could hit a man with a belt and it'd be like, "Ah, okay,
Yeah,
good."
you can kind
I'll hit a man with a
of
sword.
sword is
Right.
So what's the sword for? It says to execute
That's crazy.
vengeance upon who? Upon the heathen. and punishments upon the people. That's why we tell people slavery is one thing, yeah. When you go into slavery, because the nations, when you go into slavery, right? Slavery is going to be forever, but specifically, they're going to be under punishment. So it's not just going to be slavery; it's going to be also to punish them, which means there's going to be beatings, unsolicited too. Man might just start handing out lashes just because you have to pay for everything you've done on this side. Man, like Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile was here raping and flipping, molesting babies and people's dead bodies. Man, your granny died in the hospital. Man's there humping your granny's dead body, and they let this guy just die. Now, under the Christian doctrine, they'll say he's burning it. No, he ain't burning in hell. He's in the spirit world. So when is he going to actually pay for all the wickedness he's done? Yeah. Well, in the kingdom, he's going to come back as a baby, and man's going to look older.
That's little Jimmy.
The spiritual Google. Hey, this Jimmy. Okay, I'm going to make sure that he suffer.
Yeah.
And he going to suffer badly because he going to have to suffer for all of the things that he's done on this side. Yeah. Just like you got Edomites now that go around killing Jakes, serial killers and all sorts, and doing all these madness. Thomas Thistlewood and all them man there. Then they come back in the kingdom. Thomas Thistlewood what was he doing to Jake in Jamaica? Countless amounts of Jake he had burnt alive, flipping, beaten with whips, and then put salt and
pepper.
They would put honey all over their body and let the mosquitoes bite them up and torture in the Jake. So what do you think if you get Thomas Thistlewood on your plantation in the kingdom? What do you think you're gonna do? Oh, it's all right, Thomas, just work and it's okay. No, he gonna have to do more work.
It's like he's going into that basically in the spirit realm, you don't feel pain, you don't get tortured. When you die in this flesh and you're in the spirit, you don't get tortured. The only time you feel pain is when you're in the flesh, when you're on earth. That's right. That's when you feel pain. So that's when they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it when they come back.
The scripture saying
when you die and all that. Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's Job 3. Yeah, and everybody's at rest, and it names different individuals. Yeah, the wicked oppressor. The oppressor's named it. Yeah. So he's at rest when he's in the spirit realm, right? So you don't come on, man. How can you torture someone's spirit? And it's pure, and it don't make sense.
You torture their spirit in the body.
And that's why the scripture says
you're gonna want your spirit to escape. Right. You don't want your spirit to leave your body.
You want the spirit to leave, yeah. That's why the scripture says in Exodus 20:5, after the second and third generation coming back, to pay for your sins.
Yeah, you're gonna be suffering. I'll be seeing some of them cartel videos, man. And them man start begging, bro. Them man, oh please, enough. Because man's already chopped off one arm and they're chopping off the other arm and he's still alive.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider,
I knew that. It was born in his face. They
burned his face off, filleted his face off. And he's going through all that pain and suffering. And man alive, just kill me, man. Just kill me, man.
He can only feel all that pain because he's in the body. He's in the body.
Darkness. As soon as you shoot him in the head, his spirit leaves his body. He ain't in pain no more. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is where you suffer judgment. It's here on earth, and you Edomites, you're going to feel pain in the kingdom. It's not going to be a matter of you're just going to work for us. No, we're going to make sure we maximize your pain and suffering.
That's
because you have to pay for it.
That's the essence of vengeance. It's just like in the movies where you watch the dude, he now finally sees that, say, this is for my brother. This is for my sister.
Right, they did that in Django. Because a quick death is too much for so you think like that too quick.
Oh,
man need to die slow.
Yeah, that's what everyone was pissed at Joffrey's death.
Huh?
It's like a mercy kill or something. Everyone gets took out quick. Yeah. When you get tortured, that's all.
But that's
even the scriptures when the Lord said they shall know it by death, by pain. So judgment to fuck someone up is pain. Like if you burn someone alive or something, man. You know what I mean? They really, they'll be alive and they still
hear the shrieks.
There's other emotional terrors too, like having children and having your children being taken away from you. They're gonna have to go through all that. We're gonna do it on purpose. On purpose, we'll split the families up so you can feel the pain that you inflicted on others.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna be, oh no, we ain't gonna. No, yes, Listen, we're gonna take little, give me her, kick her, and hand her off to my brother, man. Yeah, take her. I got
What's
a
up?
quick
I want to
read
read this right quick. Yeah, this is continuing in Psalm 58 and 6. It says, break their teeth, O power Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them mount away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let him be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your paths can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as of a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So this is heavy. This is judgment. So what we're saying, we got scriptures to back this up. Fuck y'all talking about. You like we ain't making it up. We break the scriptures down. We elaborate on the scriptures.
Right.
What the scriptures are saying. And you get like y'all. They're going like we just independently like we're some Black Panthers. Like we just woke up and went, you know what? We just want.
I hate the white man.
It's more divine than that. It's more divine than that. It's more divine, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Psalm 58. So I read that part. So it says, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Okay. Fuck y'all talking about, man. Y'all ain't got nothing on us. There is a reward for the right. No matter what you fucking say, fuck y'all.
Yep.
How about that then?
Yep. And in Revelation
There's a reward
says,
for the righteous.
Yep.
You don't want us to have a reward, but we've got one. So we ain't listening to y'all. Y'all can't stop the truth.
and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it anyway.
No, we ain't.
Because that's why the Lord's gonna destroy your armies, man.
And the last line is, verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth.
Yep.
Badness, man, the nastiness, and you can't separate that from the gospel. See what Christianity tries to taught you Negroes in the churches is this nice sanitized version where the kingdom of heaven is just gonna be ooh, and everyone's little white babies floating around and there's cotton candy. What they don't tell you is no, the kingdom of heaven is gonna be good for us. So we're gonna get the new bodies and the wine and we're gonna be rejoicing. But there's gonna be part of that is we're gonna do some nastiness to the other nations.
That's right.
And that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be part of why we're rejoicing too.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna beat these heathens down, we're gonna get them, we're gonna grab them, and we're gonna enjoy our authority over them.
You gotta remember how this world's coming in. How the kingdom of heaven is coming in, man. On the destruction of this world. Yeah. You know, that's not a nice beginning.
And are we gonna be mourning the destruction of America?
Oh no.
We're gonna rejoice.
Yep.
Yeah, all you make America great again, and you red hatters and all that. You know, at the end of the day, if you really believe in the scriptures, America's got to be destroyed. That's Babylon the Great. Europe has got to get judged. That's the beast system. These places have to get judged. So if you're really saying you're talking about you believing in the Bible, there ain't going to be no prosper. Oh yeah, we're going to keep it going. We're going to do stuff and keep what going. Halloween, Easter, Christmas, pagan holidays, and all the other wickedness and injustices that are never going to get solved. That are just going to get worse. AI now, people. Come on, man. Fuck y'all, man. You know what? Y'all are full of shit.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't really about this.
This is the last kingdom.
Y'all ain't about this. We're about this. The only one that we just said, no, that's judgment. Because you ain't about. The scripture says judgment without mercy for them that had no mercy. Y'all ain't trying to stop nothing. Y'all are just full of shit. We're the only ones trying to put things in the perfect order under the Most High. What's
Man, I wish I could show it on the screen.
truth, man.
This is from when Trump was in power the first time, and he hosted a Halloween party at the White House.
Look how dark that looks.
You know what I mean? The man's at the white representative.
Get it on the probably.
And this is when he was first in power. So how is he just? He's the chosen one, the Messiah. Yeah, is it on there?
Yep.
Have I got it on?
Yep. So it's on this. It's on captions.
Oh shit! So this is an actual image from the last time he was in power, hosting a Halloween party at the White House. But this is supposed to be the great Christian savior. What the hell has Halloween got to do with the scriptures, man? The hypocrisy of the American Edomite Christian is beyond.
That's the man that wants to bring prayer back to
Yeah.
Babylon.
Yeah, he wants to make America pray again. Pray to what? Beelzebub.
Pagan prayer.
Oh man.
And they inducting the children into it.
You Babylon.
Not ill,
God.
This is demonic, man. That alone should just show you this.
This is bullshit.
If he was really righteous, he'd pass the executive order and ban the celebration of it of Halloween.
Well, you notice all the things he promised, right? He's going to ban this and ban that, and bring, turn, dismantle that agency. Why don't you get rid of all the idolatry? that wasn't one of your commitments, you know.
Can't. If I may, I have, going back a step back to what we were speaking about the destruction of the Edomite, because it's actually a law. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." So all the blood that has been shed, like if we go to the root of all the problems we're facing on the earth today, everything roots back to Esau. People fighting in the continent of Africa, people fighting in the Americas and all that. The people suffering, people committing suicide, there's gangs and all around the street and all that. All this goes back to Esau, because Esau is the one running this shit. And he has already, he's ruling with blood. There's so much blood in this place that this place cannot be cleansed unless those who have shed this blood, their blood needs to be shed. This is what the Most High requires. So our kingdom, we can't establish a kingdom like these people think, like the kingdom is just going to be established, with the people flying all around and all that.
Yeah.
If you don't bring down the people that are actually causing the evil that's here, that have shed blood.
Yeah.
Blood needs to be shed.
Got some real cases. Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establisheth the city by iniquity. I'm just backing off of what the brother just read.
But the blood that we're going to shed, that's going to be shed when the Lord turns up, man. It's going to be righteous. It's not going to be based on iniquity. Because I know you're going to have scoffers and but so you just said, no, it's going to be done in rash, because it's payback.
It's justice,
Yeah,
man.
Exactly.
Another one.
Justice, because they will get you. They'll bring you to court, and they'll judge you. They've even got death penalties and stuff like that. So, but are they going by the scriptures? And if you ain't doing that, then you're going to be judged. If you ain't going by the scriptures, you got to be judged by the scriptures.
That's it.
And y'all are just hating. Y'all just can't believe that we're the spokesmen, because you hate Jake so much, Negroes, West Indians, Latinos so much. We just can't have a voice. That's slavery shit, man. Oh, get off that nag, and what's the Negro doing on that nag?
Yep.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Because if an Edomite, when an Edomite comes out, if an Edomite says, "Look, America gotta be destroyed," they might go, "Oh, that's interesting." That's right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the wickedness. Look at South America, right? You go back to the Monroe Doctrine, which when they started doing all that, going down into South America, destabilize it, proxy wars with Russia, right? That is all that destabilization they did through that period is one of the reasons why you have a lot of our people in the Americas down there that are down bad, living on like $1 a day, all the drug gangs and all these different things, right? So then when you see these men fleeing up into America, a lot of that is due to what they've been doing in South America since the Monroe Doctrine. And by the way, President Monroe was a Republican. For you red hatters that everything's about the left, showing you ain't got nothing to do with the left. It don't matter if it's left or right. The devils have been doing wickedness, right? But then get these immigrants out of it. What about what your people have been doing in all them countries to cause destabilization, where these people feel they need to flee and leave their country for a better life? Because you ain't gonna leave a country you're doing well in, your home, to go somewhere else. There has to be something that's happening there that's causing you to think, I'm gonna go up to America. It's because of what you did.
Make your home a living hell for you, so you have to leave.
Yeah, your corporations set up what they call banana republics,
Yep.
so that your corporations can come in and basically pilfer out the country and leave the people impoverished.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why they're coming across the border.
Yeah. Well, it's like fucking sick. You said banana republics. It's like this man's such a devil. He'll say Jake or Monkey throw bananas on football pitches, but this man straight up destabilized countries for bananas, man. Like legit, like he's like when you look at like the Chiquita brand that used to be called like
the blue logo,
yeah. You know, Esau's a devil, man.
Even the AI would tell you. I just typed in the Monroe Doctrine destabilized South America, and even AI Satan said, yes, the Monroe Doctrine has had a destabilizing impact on Latin America. Right? It says the Monroe Doctrine increased U.S. influence in the Western Hemisphere. The Monroe Doctrine has led to U.S. invasions, occupations, and coups in countries such as Mexico, Panama, Colombia, Chile, and Argentina. The sanctions.
They're trying to act like, you see in this modern time, they're trying to get rid of slavery. That's part of the New World Order, to get rid of the history, slavery, the British, the Monroe stuff, the East India Company. Even Britain fought with China, got them on fucking opium and all that. You ain't even hearing about any of that anymore because they're trying to bury that under the rug and come with this new stuff. Oh, we've been humble all this time, and we're getting invaded by these toothless heathens. What kind of shit is that, man? That's why it's satanic. So that's why you got to go back to history to understand what's really going, because they're trying to sweep it under the rug. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. They're trying to sweep it all under the rug, and that's where it's coming with. They're trying to get some pride again. Talking about make it great again. No, they're trying to get pride again. Oh yeah, look, man. No, how did we do that? What? No. But yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And they're the children of criminals because a lot of the people that were taking that risky journey to the other side of the world, they were guys that were getting out of prisons and so forth, and they were like, okay, we'll release you from prison, but yeah, jump on this boat and go over to the New World, and you're gonna work for us over there. So these men have some nerve to be saying, all the Mexicans are coming across the border, they're a bunch of criminals and this, that, and the other. You are the ultimate criminal that went over to that land. And you slaughtered the Native American Indians and you did it 10 times more than anything that them illegal aliens are doing in America now. You actually went and took over the entirety of the American country. From one side, from New York, all the way over to LA. You took that land to yourself. You took Canada to yourself.
And you know what, for you Brits, they're coming out, so-called white Edomites are coming out and saying that, look, man, England was originally inhabited by dark nations. For y'all, because y'all might go, oh, we didn't do nothing, mate. Well, no, England was originally inhabited by dark nations. Yeah, that's what they're coming out and saying. Yeah, so y'all ain't got nothing.
You're a virus, man. You literally have been a virus in the earth. You are the worst. Like anywhere you've been to, when you put your foot on the soil, you've never actually worked in harmony with the local people. You've always overthrown them and destroyed them. New Zealand, flipping Australia, South Africa. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't name India. A place where you went to that you didn't do wickedness, overthrow, and claim it for yourself, and then turn around and demonize those same people. Oh yeah, they're savages. They're this, that, and the other.
Yeah, they're not developed nations. And then how can you say someone's not developed? Well, you're stealing everything from them. Their whole you destroy their culture and their sin, and turn around. Oh, y'all ain't civil. Yep. This is ridiculous. This is warfare. This is why we're in a spiritual battle. That's propaganda, warfare, slander, gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? Gaslighting on the highest levels. You know, and that's why for what you help us, man, that we got these scriptures.
Yeah, and he got an army of chariots.
Yeah.
That's the answer to all the bullshit, man. An army of chariots. We got a military, man. Just start blazing these, because that's the only thing they respect, man. You can't reason with these devils because they're always going to find a way to try and turn it back onto you. Yeah, that's what they do. They try and turn everything back onto you, and then they all be that you're the villain. No, man, you Edomites are the villain of this story. You're the villain of the earth, man.
Yep.
And the whole world kind of knows that.
Yeah.
It's Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Yeah, they don't think they're guilty. That's why they don't think they have to pay for what they did to the so-called Negro. As far as they're concerned, that's in the history now, and you should be grateful that you are now a citizen in America. That's the mindset. Like, forget everything you've done. Like, we've done enough for you. Not to mention that you've not done nothing but undermine the so-called Negro in America, like constantly on a financial level, on a social level. That's why when you see these sexy reds, when you see them, and sometimes it's crazy. You know, when you see them videos from deep in the ghetto, deep. And you hear the mother talking and the son talking, and it's like blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are these people? Because we didn't grow up around people like that. Contrary to popular belief, that super toxic form of Negro is just not how everyone is.
Yeah.
That's shocking behavior. I didn't grow up around nothing like that. My aunties, my uncles, with nothing like that. That you don't know nothing like that. So it shows you that it's not something that we inherently are.
Yeah.
It's something that we've been formed into. That when you go into it, it's Esau.
Yeah.
Esau is the one that he will take the lowest denominator and put them in the forefront.
Them, yeah.
That's why you got your sexy reds, your gangster rappers, and they push that on people.
Yeah.
And then they take the man out of the household. They came in with crack cocaine, the heroin.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's so many things that Esau has done to formulate Jake into this low base Negro, and then he'll turn around and point the finger and be like, "Oh, see, look how they're acting, bro. That's because of you. Because if you go to other places in the world, the same people with the same genes don't act like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's great. It's like the music industry. You had 60s, 70s Jakes. You could hear what they're saying. I don't know, man. I could mention, you got the 70s, 60s artists and that, and then you get, the singing, jazz or whatever they're doing, soul, whatever, and then you get rap, and then you get mumble rap and AI rap. So pretty much they're just, you got Jake right now. Jake's make a track and you can't even hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's just like making and all that. It's crazy.
And who's funding it? Who's funding all that?
Yeah. That's the music industry. Is that's just one facet of it, because they know that's everybody needs to listen to music.
Yeah.
So that's the programming. Yeah, it's programming.
Yeah.
That's part of the programming. They're not promoting people that are, gonna say anything positive. They're not gonna get that deal. They're not gonna get that record deal. And if they do, they're gonna get questions like what was that about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. We got the proof for that. That's actually how the music industry works. They, you know what? Fuck it. Even NBA YoungBoy said that. He said, "Look, man, I'm part of this demonic industry. I signed up for it, but I know that they're using me for this self-destruction." He said that when he's in he said that. Now he's locked up and shit. Right after he said that, all of a sudden he just gets, he got locked up.
I think he said he's remorseful or something, or he was trying like he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he said that. He said, yeah. He said that he's playing a game, but he said that he's playing a game on them. He ain't really. So they know that, you know what I'm saying? He said, but he ain't gonna go into it.
Yeah.
And then what gets locked up.
Yeah.
Even the movies like the blaxploitation era was movies just glorifying being a pimp and a criminal.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? Like that's all it was. It was depicting the black woman as a prostitute and a druggie, and the black man is a pimp, and all that plays into it. So when
drugs is a heavy weapon, like the gangs.
Yeah.
It's all drug fueled. It's all drug fueled. All that world.
So no wonder when you go deep into the crevices of the ghetto, you get these super toxic, demonic, level 10 yardie type people, because that's what Esau's produced.
That's it.
Esau wants it to be like that for them,
It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken. Also, thou mayest look upon their nakedness.
Oh, look at how
these drugs, man. Like the CIA, all these drugs came from Esau. The people said that. People said there was drugs and guns just coming, getting shipped into American ghettos. The people said that. People that were in those neighborhoods at that time, and said, look, man, we just walk and there'll be a crate full of fucking weapons. How the fuck did they get the weapons? They didn't raid army bases. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. All these Negroes, where did they get the guns from? Did they make them? Because you never heard of no Negro making no guns. That's Esau's weapon, the sword.
Even cooking up crack. Everybody come up with the idea, get the baking soda and cook it up in a pot. Now Esau came up with that and gave it to these niggas, man.
Yeah.
And then you even have just the general mind fuck they did on Jake. Remember, people forget, that when they put Jake in slavery, they didn't allow Jake to read, or they didn't want Jake to read, they didn't want Jake to write, right? And it was taught to Jake that you are a lesser human being, you are stupid. Like, they destroyed Jake's self-esteem generation after generation after generation. They said there was no black person of any value in history. You ain't got no history. Remember, there was a point they said that nigga would never be able to fly a plane.
Yeah.
That's why you watch the the Tuskegee airmen. The airmen. They didn't want that man to be flying no planes, man. They were forced to be like, okay, we gotta let these niggas fly a plane. Remember, before that, it was taught they were incapable. So imagine that Jake is walking around in their mind. Esau just put it into you that, and even to this day, Jake don't think we can rival Esau for intelligence. They think they know we can rival them for this, but Jake don't think we can rival Esau for intelligence, and that's because Esau has put that programming on our people that we are lesser than. But that's not true.
Esau's stupid.
Using witchcraft on
He
Jake.
doesn't know shit,
The scripture says that thou art wise than Daniel, talking about the Edomites.
That's why
But what they're doing is using these tactics, these witchcraft tactics. And when I even say that, even just mental tactics in terms of like belittling tactics. There's techniques that they're using for that, like they did in slavery. The horse breaking, the splitting up. You can't read the Bible. You can't read all that. They've used these tactics. They're using witchcraft on Jake 100%. That's why they're enlightened, because they got the information and stuff like that. Which what they do, withhold it from Jake, and that's how you had even people in NASA, Jake's in NASA and stuff. You don't hear about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear nothing about it because they don't want Jake's to be knowing that and be thinking, okay, I can get up in that. We can all do that. You don't even know that. You got Jake's that in a lot of these NASA programs and stuff. We're all up in that.
Yeah.
The brains and stuff that I've seen it. Even black women and shit. Jake, man.
Well, but you know what? They've
but they won't tell you that.
They've made Jake like glorify ignorance.
Yep.
So it's like if you're among Jake here, it's cool to be dumb.
Yeah.
They've made it where to be the cool guy, don't be a nerd. You know what I mean? You don't learn anything. So that's not cool. What's cool is to just barely speak English properly and just be flashy and do some stupid shit. Yeah, just act dumb and be ignorant. Don't bother reading about anything or learning history. And that's why vocab don't like us. Because when you come into this truth, listen, bro, you gotta start improving yourself. And that's more intellectually than it even is physically, because you're learning. In order to read the Bible, you have to read. The elders taught us to what? Look up the meanings of words, look up the etymologies, learn history. Brothers is learning about herbs. We learn about Solomon. We're like, hold on. Solomon was learning about everything. He was learning about animals. He was learning so if Solomon said be not ignorant in anything, whether it's a small so then basically we're learning that hold on. Intelligence is what we're supposed to be about. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Vocab don't like that. That's why he just wants you to be a black Christian, just be a dummy, you know what I mean, and a clown, and make jokes and laugh. And basically be a jester. Just make jokes, laugh, and dance. Got to be an agent. That's a program he's using. Because while he gets on us, he makes rap. He raps. And that's stupid. That's heavy. Yeah. So he wants you to be that's heavy. So he's trying to mentally. He's telling you off, but then the way you get off and be normal is what he's doing. Rap, and that's stupid. That's witchcraft. That's heavy. So this is tactics, man. This is agent. This is tactics. I got a quick one here. You see, Apostle. I was watching Apostle Kabal's live stream the other night, man, and I was thinking to myself, You know what I mean? Look how we are, man. Sitting there discussing things like aristocrats, man, on a higher level, dealing with knowledge, no foolery, you know, and no acting like goofy. No, getting to the point, getting the scriptures, backing up every point, referencing, bringing out history, showing an understanding in things. That's what they don't want Jake to be like. They want Jake to be ignorant and emotional.
That's why he's gonna be paying this goofy ass niggas a lot of money, you know, to remain goofy.
It pays them a lot.
Speed,
yeah,
KSI.
That's what do you call it? Kai
Sanat,
All of them
dudes like that. No,
dancing monkeys, man.
they don't do shit, man.
Yeah.
and they're getting money, crazy money
Yeah.
to be like that.
Yeah.
And all the celebrities around, they're part of the institution. They're like the new branch of. You had all the celebrities. Now they're less.
The streamers are the new thing.
Yeah,
Which
streamers
they're
are
all
the new one.
they're all work the same because they when they checked it out, they all have the same management company.
Oh
That's
yeah,
managing
yeah,
them.
yeah.
JOO.
2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. So the scripture clearly tells us to study to show ourselves approved. That's what we're in. We're in the studying business where we're learning stuff. It's like King David, man, King Solomon. He was the wisest king on planet Earth. Now, obviously, back then it was prophecy that Israel was gonna fall, but guess what? King Solomon's gonna get it again. That was in the prophecy. There's a couple of prophecies on that Tripp spoke about as well. About King David said, "My Lord said unto," that trips him out. He can't deal with that. But you can't deal with that because you're not spiritual. But you clown that's rapping, and you stupid comedies. It's pathetic, bro.
Yeah.
It's a clown show, man. You're the clown. Okay, you're the clown, man, with that stupid ass music. Are you for real? And he's got it on his channel. He's got his rap videos on that same channel.
Was we watching it one time? I'm sure we was listening to it one time.
I think we checked a couple of it out.
Yep.
If you go back, he's got more. He's got a couple. He's got his rap records with some Jake, and they sound trash. They sound. They're not even on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, what is this? Are you serious, man?
No salt.
No, so
It's crazy.
got a precept. It says Sirach 38 and 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, which that when you work that leisure is in Spanish that's leer, which means to read, right? It says, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
Yeah, so they keep Jake occupied in foolishness, partying and drinking and all kinds. If they're not working, they're partying and drinking, and that's why when a key thing when we go into the understanding of the Gentiles, the reason why these goofy people in the church don't, even though they go to church from, they could have been in the church one time, they were like baptized in the church or christened, and they'd be like 88, and they do not know anything about the Hellenistic period. They cannot tell you a single thing about the Hellenistic period. That's why Esau vocab can just come and go, oh, there was Jews and Gentiles, and just walk away. He's like, hold on, wait, no. They weren't just the Jews, because wasn't Israel 12 tribes? Oh, what about the Hellenistic period? When they Jews that became Hellenized and they weren't considered as part of the Commonwealth? Right. That's talking historical context now. And so we'll go into it and go into the history and show, well, hold on, you had Grecians. Yeah. You had Hellenes. Right. So it's not just as simple as saying Jew and Gentile. We got to get the understanding, right? But the people in the churches, they don't understand none of that. They just go in there and hear my cry, oh Lord, and doing all that business. You know. They just going in there, you know, and they don't really understand anything about real biblical history. They just get the superficial, Abraham, traveled, and they never went and pulled up no map and show, okay, what does that mean and what was happening in that period, and they don't know nothing about what's going on.
There's no Jew, there's no Greek.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. When you read Acts and stuff like that, it's clear. It's actually clear. You know, it's clear, man. It's just like today, you can go somewhere. So look, you got brothers in this country, that country, you got brothers in Italy, right, and all that, and that's what would happen. You had Cornelius was of the Italian band. It was Jake's in different provinces. Because even in Acts, they were called all over the scriptures. You'd be called by a province. Even in Matthew's, you'd be called by the province that you're in. That's what happens today. So how can it not happen back then? I don't understand. If it can happen today, where you can go, look, man, those cats in France. Well, what cats in France are we talking about? Let's get the understanding of who we're actually talking about in that country, right? These are pieces of shit, man. Because Rome was a melting pot, you fucking idiots. And a lot of these places, y'all are going out. Even back in the ancient world, it's the same thing.
It's never one demographic. It's
right.
It was all empire.
So you're unlearned, you dickhead, because you can't do that. How can you do that, knowing that you're going on like we're right at the start of time, and like when the Lord set up, these you just give the tribes their borders and stuff like that, and that's just what that from right then
People migrated.
right.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Well,
Even back then.
prime example is Haman. Haman was a Macedonian, but in the scriptures identify him as an Amalekite.
Right.
So that just proves that not all the Edomites were living in the land of Edom. You had the Edomites that was in other places.
Right.
But they will be, the Romans destroyed Edom. Yeah, but you don't understand that the Romans were Edomites too.
And he's in the Persian Empire.
That's right.
High up in the Persian Empire.
Yeah, he was high up, man. But how do we know that? Because we went prudently and started studying the scriptures and surpassing what Esau expects of us.
Yeah.
Esau just expects you to, whatever they tell you, just don't look into it, don't study, don't do nothing, don't use your brain, just
sit down,
sit
boy,
down and start singing a dance for me, boy.
Wow.
You know?
It was scripture say, blessed
Sit
is he
down.
that readeth.
Man, that was in the Animatrix. The Animatrix was one of the best. The anime, the cartoon one, and then the Jake, and he broke out of the Matrix. He was so fast. And then the Edomites in the suits, they come around him and said, "Look, man, sit down." They didn't want to do it. It's fucked up, man. And he was trying to get up out of the wheelchair, like,
that was fine.
man.
Yeah, that's basically what they want.
Yeah.
That's what Volkov wants. They don't want us to be Hebrew Israelites because they see that we're elevated. Because remember, the scripture says this truth is edification. What does it mean to build up? We're being built up into rulers and princes. We already spoke about earlier. What's significant about a proper ruler and a prince? Wisdom. Solomon was, like you mentioned, Solomon was a wise king. And it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon 7, he was learning about the virtues of roots and herbs. You see brothers doing that. He was learning about the constellations and the stars.
Yeah.
He was learning about psychology, because it says
psychology.
what's it called? But I'll just read it, man. Wisdom of Solomon 7.
Well, even when he dealt with the judgment, and the woman was lying about whose child it was.
Yeah.
That's psychology.
man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Statement.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah.
Because you knew how the woman react.
Yeah. The reactions, temperaments, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. High levels of psychology.
That's right. I got it here. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7:18. This are the things Solomon was given by the Lord: the beginning, ending, and the midst of times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of the seasons. So he understood the weather patterns, meteorology, all of that. Yeah. The circuits of the years. So he mastered the knowledge, which the tribes over there in the Americas, they were masters at the calendars and the movements of the sun and all that stuff.
Mayans and all of that.
But now they just say, they're just dirty, refugees that don't know shit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It says the nature of living creatures. So he studied the animals and how the animals operate.
Right, so like you might get a David Attenborough, the people be worshipping that motherfucker. King Solomon was already doing that. They already knew the operations of fishes.
Yeah.
How, it's whatever, however they did it, but they knew the operations of fishes and land animals, all of that. They would have been that David Attenborough stuff. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? They was doing that back then. They mastered it. He's telling you that.
They didn't have CGI back then.
Even insects and stuff like that. All of that, animals, insects, as small as they mastered all of that.
And there are
Amazing,
lots,
man.
and there are lots of ancient stuffs that they actually mastered and they put them into writing that Esau actually destroyed just to show
Yeah.
people that he researched it for the first time. You know,
Yeah, a lot of this
Oh.
stuff is reinvented.
Yeah, I was gonna
Being
say as well.
managed,
'Cause it's like with Yellowstone, where they just came and said, "Oh, we can just dead off the wolves," and then like the ecosystem will collapse.
Collapsed. Yeah.
But then it's they don't realize all these things have a relation to one another.
Hey, well, that whole masonry thing, it's about that they're based off them demons. They go into records
Mm.
when and these lodges and all that, and that's what they do. They go to these different countries,
Yeah,
study
they do
things.
excavations, all that.
That's
shit.
what they do.
Mm.
So, and from
But they keep
ancient,
it to
from
themselves,
ancient
yeah.
antiquity, right?
Yeah, why they go? Why
Right.
they go for the ancient knowledge?
Right.
If Esau can just, they do some science experiments, then they understand everything.
But Solomon knew more than all of them. He told you.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was the wisest of all the kings in the east. And them man were coming to Solomon for the game. It says, "And the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds." So he knew about the hurricanes and tornadoes, all that. And the reasonings of men. That's the psychology.
Yeah.
That's why you couldn't fool Solomon, because Solomon will read your spirit, read your mind, man. Oh, and also to know how to motivate people.
Yeah.
Motivate people, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. So Solomon was a super nerd, so to speak, right? And that shows you that our people, we're not just meant to be muscle-bound monkeys that run around singing and dancing.
It was arms cold, yo.
Which we're not. When you really break it down, man, a lot of Jake are very intelligent when they're given the opportunity. Like them, certain of them West Indian guys, they're fucking super smart. The Nigerians,
Yeah.
bro, the Nigerians actually the number one demographic in the UK when it comes to academic achievement.
even in the United States.
Even in the
Yeah,
United
they
States.
say-
Oh,
I think
and you know
they're
why?
top.
That's a good point. What's the difference? Because the Negro in America is underneath Esau's armpit, and the Nigerian isn't. So they have a different viewpoint of themselves and what they're capable of. Them man over there are taught, listen, you could be great, you could be smart, you could be this. The Negro underneath Esau is just held down. So they have two different mindsets.
That's a good point, because even on the lower level, man, it keeps coming in my head because I'm always traveling, man. I'll be in England, Scotland, everywhere. So I get down, right? Always all over the place. And one thing I noticed, let's say you go abroad, let's say you go Europe or something. The limitations and shit of your area and stuff that you might not do certain things. But when you go to somewhere else, you don't understand those boundaries, and you might just be like, buzzing around a bit, because you ain't got as much anxiety and stuff like that. You don't know people, and that's just on the lower level. People, like, when people might come to your town, they've got the same thing. Like, yeah, but when you go there, it's a more chilled, because they're like, well, look, you can't do that, and that's just on a lower level. So just to back that point, when the Nigerians go over there, they got a whole different. They're not under that bullshit. They're not under it. They're not under it.
Yeah.
They're not under it.
They're not being raised believing that to be false and
Yeah,
shit.
it's true. Oh, and another thing they found out, the children of the soldiers, the black soldiers in Germany and those places, grow up much better than the Negroes in America. And again, why? Because when they're in Germany, they're not around all that fucking black culture crap that Esau shoved down niggas' throats. They grow up around the German culture, so they just go to school, they learn properly, they become normal human beings. They don't act like niggas. That whole niggerization is a product of Esau. Esau created niggas. Because otherwise, Jake will be a nigga wherever he is. But the worst niggas is there. And then in the UK, that niggerization starts spreading.
That's an evil that needs to be uprooted. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 4. I'll start from the mid of verse 27. It says, "For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet to come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good."
There you go. So this truth, this ministry is actually doing the opposite of what Esau was. The Christian Edomite and his setup was all about destroying us and turning us into niggers. But guess what? This ministry is about transforming us from niggers into the sons of God.
I was just thinking that of that scripture, man. That's John, man.
You know, we're being transformed into a higher form on every level, but mainly spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And vocab alone can't stand it because we come with that. Once we're on vibrating on that level, you can't fuck with Jake.
Esau actually,
Yeah.
vocab actually comes with that spirit, that Esau spirit, you know.
White supremacy.
That spirit, like when you see Jake start, you know, rebuilding himself and start getting to his to the knowledge of who he really is, you know, he comes with that spirit, just like the time when the Israelites, you know, they got the go ahead
To build a
rebuild
temple.
the temple. They heard about this thing and there was like no damn way. It just reminds me of what the other Apostle Gabal usually says, you know, in the 31st Street, like he saw like this white man, they came over and they saw that, you know, brothers were already realizing that the Hebrew Israelite was like angry. Like how did they find out? How, you know? And that's what they still do. That's the spirit in which Vocab comes with, you know.
Yeah, they're haters. They're always a hater, and they don't want to see us elevate to our highest level. They want to see us. They're happy to see us that world star hip hop thing. They're cool with that. Vocab ain't fighting against them world star hip hop business and all that, and them niggas will come out of the church. Yeah, but he'll fight against us. And what are we teaching our brother? Love our brother. Love each other. Yeah, hold a higher standard. We're even peaceable with other people because you don't see Hebrew Israelites running around having world star hip hop moments because we're peaceable. We're civilized in that way. We're under emotional control because the scripture says, "Be angry and sin not." We're a more advanced, form.
That's exactly it.
You know. So what's the problem here? You know?
Yeah, well, a lot of time when they show them so-called alien movies and stuff like that, they always like that. They're always looking at humans like, man, what's up with y'all? You know what I'm saying? And they never, you know, they ain't beefing. They're always communicating with each other. They're always in one order, like they're in one vibration. They always looking, what's up with you guys? Right.
They were linking up, man. They had a order to themselves, man.
Right.
Yeah. Vocab don't like that, man. Once that churchy, Negro, flip-floppy spirit where you just go along with anything the so-called white man says and just accept him as your spiritual father. No, we won't accept you. Here it is, he admits he don't know the prophecies. But we still need to listen to him. Well, how's that work?
All he does is try to destroy things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tell us what the answers are. You don't know.
He chose to keep it dumb. That's it.
That's crazy, man. He's just trying to destroy everything. That's his job. Yeah, I'll just destroy it. When everything's destroyed, what's next? Everybody's all confused. That's insane, man. That's a demon. Just destroy. You know, it's like if you had kids building a sandcastle and they're building up and one just comes, you know, he's trying to tear.
Yeah. Hater, man.
So the parents trying to stop him. And it's like your vocab's not just like let him through.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Romans 8:14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they are the sons of the power. Philippians 2:15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, like we just said, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. And that's why the attention's on us right now.
And we do shine as lights because, again, our behavior and the way we treat each other is way better than niggas in the world.
Yeah, we apply the 10 commandments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie. There's all these principles. You know, these are basic principles that the world ain't got. They ain't dealing with that.
Remember
basic,
how many times we've been chilling in the pub
principles.
and then random flipping people just come up and say, oh, the way you guys are together, the way there's just something different about the way we operate together. You remember that's happened to us quite a few times. Man.
Pubs.
You just be there and they be like,
Exactly, yeah, we was in the pubs.
Sometimes during camp, we just get random. There's a power, but
Right.
They can feel the light.
You don't have the vibration as the rest of the world does.
That's right, man. First John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God, Jehovah Shemel Shai. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knoweth not him. 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, that we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And we're going to be upgraded. We're going to be upgraded, man. We're going to be on a higher level than we are right now. And that's what's coming. Okay?
Salakia Zakan, you said something.
Oh, yeah.
It's Skip Bayless he was saying it to, but I forgot his name. Sherman or something like that, man.
Sherman.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sherman.
Terminator,
I'm better than
I'm
you.
better than you. You remember?
I said, what did he say? I'm top 10. I'm top 10 at what I do. You ain't top 10 in anything.
Yeah. He's criticizing to another NFL player. He says, oh, you know, you think you're better than everyone. I'm better than you.
Yeah, we gotta find that again. Man.
I just want to say something real
Ben
quick.
Sherman. No, I think so.
Yeah, it's Sherman.
Yeah.
The scripture you just read and you said that it spoke about the lights. You know, the scripture actually speaks about, the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai is a lamp unto our feet. You know, that light is so strong that, the way we carry ourselves is different. You know, the more we become with a different vibration, And imagine when Yahweh Shai is going to return and he puts us back in our full form. What kind of light would actually have a glow around us? The light is going to be so strong that, hey, the truth already, we're not being transformed yet, but you can see the light. We can already feel it,
Yeah. Hey, so with that, man, we'll catch you brothers next week, man.
Praise Yahweh
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Hillstone. Shalom to you brothers and honestly brothers teaching this word, sincerely. Shalom.
Shalom.